for Terry's year ahead. We're going to take a look. Same deck, second deck. I want to get these for the inner cards, and we'll do the others, the bigger size for the outer cards, see what's going on. So sometimes that's just how it feels like it needs to go, so we're going to go for that, Terry. Okay. 3 cards for you coming out of that one for the year ahead. We have the Empress, I love, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Rods. So when we get the Page of Cups in the beginning, this is the new start, new beginnings, new loves, huge. Aces are always very, very positive. They show all the potential of what's in the suit, and this is about emotions and spirituality. Empress comes up as challenging and aspects of learning with the Page of Rods. So what this is exploring also why you're creating. This is huge. The Empress is the one that creates everything. It's very much about fertility, but not just in the sense of motherhood. So let's get beyond that meaning a little bit. It's beyond the fertility. It's about abundance and production and producing and really being receptive and knowing what you want and not taking a lot of shit from people, knowing exactly what you want and moving forward. And then also this card of exploration here and a card of communication. This is what the Empress is going to learn. So these are the 3 in the middle. Now let's take a look for the year round. Since we put the 3 in the middle from the red edge deck, we'll use this big one for all the way around. And then we're going to go a little bit further. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's telling me also that there's patience that's necessary on your end. It's 11:11 right now at my place. There's patience necessary on your end as you're proceeding forward. This cannot be rushed. Whatever this is you're trying to create cannot be rushed. Okay, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That was really interesting. Usually the flow comes out on that, and sometimes I'll get splats here and there, but we're going to get clarifiers as we go. All right. So right here in September, what we're seeing is the King of Pentacles badge. Now, this King of Pentacles comes up. He's the one that really knows how to bring everything into balance. Sometimes I'm saying about him that he's the show me your money, I'll back your play, because he's very, very loyal. But he's also one that knows what he's doing with the resources. He honors the Queen really, really well, and then stacks, and knows how to build things over time. He's a really good help to the Empress right now. This is huge. It's very, very Virgo aspect to plan and be pragmatic and to plan things out. And this guy's got it under control. He knows what he's doing with that. What's coming in is that this guy wants the planning. It's like he knows how to fill up the storehouse. He knows exactly what he needs, much like the Queen of Coins does. However, he is acquiring. He's into acquisition a little bit more. This is something about exponential growth in September. So start preparing, use your money wisely, but be loyal to the plan that's coming up. What else is going on in September for you? This is somebody around you with a very masculine and pragmatic influence. And this is something that is there to help you get established, help you to establish, to reaffirm. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Now I'm getting the Hangman and the Sword of Truth coming in for clarifiers for him. What we're getting here is it's time to do something. The Hangman comes in reverse and the Sword of Truth. So the willing sacrifice and the delay of time. It came in like this and it felt reversed. And if I'm feeling reversed, then I'll read it to you. Truth coming in. Whatever it is that you need to do, that's the new project that you need to start, that's taken some time, it is time to do this, and keep moving forward in a huge, huge positive way. This is what's going on. Now, in October, you're getting the Lover's card. And I'm going to show it, but then I'm going to set it down because it's like a little bit on the nudie-tootie, all right? So the Lover's card, it's all about the choices we make. It's all about what's our heart's desire and what are we going to choose to commit to, and soul contracts and meeting up of these things. And when you get the Lovers, sometimes you have options. Where is your devotion? Where does your heart really lie in October? It doesn't feel like that's so much in question, but it's how deeply committed. Yeah, how deeply committed is what's going on in October. The commitment in relationship, in partnership, in what it is that's soul path. This is a deepening energy coming in October. Now, November turns that on its head, so to speak. We've got Lovers October. November, we've got this 5 of Wands energy. Let me see if I can get this to go straight. There we go. Five of Wands energy. Five of Wands energy is all the argy-bargy, the fighting, the competition, comparison, all of this. Sometimes it's spreading your energy too thin. Too many ideas, and not on the same page. November seems like it's going to be a challenge, and the not on the same page aspect of that is coming through the loudest. Beyond just getting along with others and getting along with people, it's like you want them to all get in a line, like have all the ducks in a row, and they're not. So something about the way you're communicating is screwy. You know the truth, but in October, you're better at communicating than you are in November. November is kind of hard. Two of Cups. Now, I put this down and I threw this down between November and December. There's still perfect partnering going on. You had the Lover before. You have to bring equally to what it is that you're looking at now. I want you to see what's going on here. Hopefully, you can see right here, and right here. This is November going into December. This Two of Cups, you need to return to this energy of working together. And equal offering, when that comes up, that's huge. It's like if you were to do business with somebody, you're not going to do business with somebody paying only 10% and you're going to do 90% of the work. No. No, it needs to be equal business, equal footing, equal offering. And that's what you're understanding in November. You do have to get on the same page. What else do you need to know between November and December? Because it feels like you hit the sweet spot in October. November, it's like, and then in between November and December, you're going to have a little bit of leveling out. What's that about? Oh, there's going to be loss. Now, this feels like, I'm telling you, save your pennies now, because this feels like a little bit of financial loss, a little bit of unplanned expense. Whether that's a car expense, whether that's who knows coming up, whether it's Christmas, whether it's a change of plans, I don't know. But it feels like loss. And to me, what's coming through is a financial thing. I don't know why it's coming through, because it's not on the cards that way. This is the end of something that needs moved on from. And this is usually sorrow, regret, remorse about something. It feels like there's something that you need to really be able to be on the same page in order to move through. There's a loss, but the Two Cups remain. There's something in November that's going to be, it feels like costly is the right word to say. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the holiday budget is for you. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Could be just one of your cars just decides to say, okay, throw a rod and the engine's blown. You never know. But what I'm telling you is you need to work on being on the same page. In October, you were easily there and deeply committed. In November, you're going to get challenged between November and December. December comes in with the 10 of Pentacles. There's something, and it comes in reversed. This reversed 10 of Pentacles is something that is tricky, because this is legacy, inheritance, how you leave your mark. This is usually inheritance in a good way, but it feels like you've lost a little ground on this. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's look at this. What is the breakthrough that you get to have? Do you understand that riches are bigger than just the money? Do you understand riches of time? Oh my goodness. Something's coming through. As far as the riches of time, this is important for you. I often say about my husband, Phil, that I won the lottery with him. It wouldn't matter if we were living under a bridge. I would still feel like I've won the lottery with that man. He is good, clear through and through. And sometimes we measure things by only the financial aspect of things. This is something about time, and this is something about understanding that lesson that riches come in a different way and how you leave your mark. This is something that's going to be a breakthrough, generational breakthrough coming through in December, going into January. Oh my, we got this card again. Look, going into January. Realizing it. This is the second time we've seen this card, and I'm going to hold them both so you can see. So you're getting in October. November through December is a little bit challenging as the juggle goes through, and then you go into January, and this one reappears. Now, when you see the card reappearing more than once, that's telling you basically, pay attention. That's a billboard. That's like the billboard from the universe saying hello, hello. So in January, what do you have coming through? The Knight of Cups, questing for the Grail. Now, sometimes people will say, this is the one that you don't want to take into battle because he's not ready for a battle, but he's going for the high ideal. This is the hero, and this is the one that really does have the high ideals in mind. He's coming in his truest sense. He's not coming in reverse. He's not coming in his player energy. He's coming in as in really romance and ideals, and romantic ideals and high dreams and visionary aspects of this are coming in too. Now, in August, we have the King of Cups coming. It feels like you and your person, you and whoever is involved, are both on this quest to be your own hero and to get things more balanced in your life, in your world as you're going forward. But to honor this ideal of something, it's work that you're going for. Now, in the center of your reading, we had the Ace of Cups coming in, the Empress and the Explorer. Huge energy going forward. What else can you tell me about this Knight of Cups going forward? Oh my gosh, it happened again. Look at this. Look at this. Look. This is twice. This is the ideals. You're both pursuing the high ideals. I cannot believe this. Knight of Cups is all about love and spiritual questing and poetry and romance and creativity. All of this going on. This is what's going on in January. It's like you guys are getting congruent again. And I know it's a very math word sometimes for people, but congruent. That's the word that's coming in for you on that month. Okay, that was January and February. We're seeing the Seven of Wands. Boundaries are clear. This one doesn't need clarification. Boundaries are clear, 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 clear. You're not defending anything. You're clear on them. You're holding them. Whatever comes against you is coming against you. It's not against you as just yourself solo. This is, you have more backup than you realize. And this feels like you are absolutely clear where your boundaries need to be, what you want to be doing forward. All of it right there. That's February. In March, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is when fate steps in. Karma comes rolling around again. And this is something new coming in, exciting for you as far as fate's bringing it. This is a lucky time for you. This is where a pivot happens. A pivot happens. It does feel like the riding high aspect of this card is where it's going to be. What's going on with that? Let's take a look. Now that's in March. What's going on in March for you? Be patient with things going forward. This is the one that usually rides the Clydesdale, and he's kind of going slow on things, but he's riding the Clydesdale. He's knows what he's doing. He's prepared. 3 canteens across the desert, this guy. This is the one that is really in service to the Queen, in service to the Empress. Really, really, really. Loyal, loyal, loyal. It's like the King, but out to do things, out to work, out to do things. And you're riding high. This is a time for growth and preparation, and where preparation is moving forward, and it's slow. Be patient, be patient, be patient. Anything else in March? Be patient, be patient, be patient. And here we have the Nine of Wands. The 9 is coming up. There's resilience going on. So you don't have to clear the boundaries, but you're going to have to do a lot of work coming up. You have the 9 of Wands here. You've got the Knight of Coins, the 9 of Wands, and moving from March into April, you go into this mode. 8 of work, 8 of Coins. So you're going to have to work really, really hard. So you're going all the way around this way. Let me see if I can show you. All the way around this way. There we go. This way. So this is what you're doing. You're riding high, working hard, but taking your time, moving slowly, being resilient about whatever it is, and applying yourself. Major, major, major. Whatever it is coming second nature, and it's working, it's working, it's working, it's working, it's moving forward. Hangman comes up. Now you've got March here, April here, May. Hangman comes up. Now you had Hangman in September where you were released and had freedom. There's a perspective change about something. This one feels upright. It doesn't feel reversed. So this is usually how he's shown. This is how he's shown in this deck. The perspective changed about the work that you have been doing. So in April, you're doing all this work, and it feels like in May, the perspective changes. You get to be to the point where it's second nature. Something that you've been working on beyond the relationship, beyond that. Whatever you're applying yourself to, your craft, your business, how you're making the money and stacking the coins, it's coming second nature to you, and there's a perspective shift in how you want to move forward. You're going to pivot. We've got May, June, you're going to pivot. In June, you've got the Chariot going forward. Let's see what's happening between May and June. The balance needs to come in again. Balance coming in again. This is where the Strength card comes through on lots of things. The 2 of Coins comes through on lots of things. The Chariot feels like one of you is very much more the wild. If you're getting the Moon card, you're getting the wild and the tame dogs, like you get the wolf and the dog, right? On this one, it almost has that kind of feeling where one of you is feeling wild, wild, wild. And it's like you want to move forward, want to move forward. One of you feels very unbridled, and one of you is wanting to be constrained, constricted, consistent. You're going to have to move forward, and you're going to have to rein this sucker in a little bit. This is the Knight of Rods. Now, the Knight of Rods, he's like, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, bull in the china shop, go. And it shows him on some things where you're trying to rein things in, rein it back in, rein it back in. You're going to really need to strive for balance. It does feel like one of these horses definitely has like the burr under the saddle, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. And the other one is saying, no, no, we need to slow it down. It is the time to get in harmony about where you want to move forward for spiritual direction, focus, and for whatever is going on with the business. This is, I would err on the side of caution and move forward again slowly, honoring that energy of the night, honoring what fate is bringing, being pragmatic and practical, important for you. This is what's going on. This Chariot wants to go, 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 but it needs to be reined in. You can't just go like bat out of hell on this. It's not the time to do that, even though this one wants to do it. What is the other side of this? For June energies. Hierophant comes in. You have access and the keys to something. If you slow down, you will see it. So when this one wants to go, 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 go on this one, slow it down because you're going to get access to something important that's traditional, that's institutional. And sometimes this comes up if somebody's looking for a new job or whatever. This would be a sign of promotion, a sign, yeah, they're going to get the job, that kind of thing. You're getting the keys given. You're getting the knowledge given. It's why you can't drive it in 5th gear, all right? You don't need to drive everywhere in 5th gear. All right, that's what's coming in June. July, independent woman, the lady that's sitting pretty, that has all the luxury, all 9 coins around her neck. She's in her own garden and she occasionally sends somebody out to check on things. What else is going on with this? Something comes into balance. There's something justice-wise that comes into balance and it's big. It feels really huge. It feels like that karmic push that you get in March where the Wheel of Fortune has you riding high, riding high. It's balanced, and it's not that it's lesser. It's just balanced. This is what is coming in. Something that is the karmic lesson that is fair is playing out. And it's why that you needed to be practical. It's why you needed to sharpen the skills. It's why you needed to work as a team so strongly. In August, you get the King of Cups coming up. This is balance, balance, balance. We talked about the Knight of Cups when he came up twice before here. And he's becoming the king. He's learning not to be jerked around by drama. It's keep calm and carry on. Some people think he's detached and remote, and he's not. He's actually really, really compassionate, but he's not letting emotion drive the bus. Anything else? The Fool. A new start happens. This is where a new start begins, and taking a leap of faith is coming up in August. It's like the whole year what you're learning to do is be practical in needs of financial, be deeply committed in terms of what your relationships are and how you honor relationships, explore how you can adjust and change things and move them to more maximum capacity at a reasonable rate. This is one where, you know, sometimes people say, oh, I've got this hot offer for you, blah, blah, blah. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Don't go for it. Tell them to take their hot offer to somebody else. This is what's going on. This is really, really an intense year for you to explore, to learn, to bring in new productivity, and really to let overflowing of love happen for you. That's what's going on in the year ahead for you, honey. That's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's not necessarily difficult, because I've certainly seen more difficult year ahead. But this one, it's something about this pairing, this teaming, this learning balance, this working together with people. It's really an awesome, awesome read. It's like synchronization is coming up for you. You are so welcome, Terry. You're so, so welcome. It was gorgeous. That's what's coming up for you. It's big, but it's gorgeous. And it really is a time of working together. Doesn't mean easy street, but it doesn't have to be as difficult as sometimes people have it. So that's what I've got for you there. Okay, Kim, if you let me know who's next on the list, and I will check and see if I can see what's going on here, and we'll know what's going on. Okay. So, all right. Tina for a love read, full. Okay, Tina for a love read. And Tina, how did you pay? Because I'm trying to see, and I was looking perhaps in the wrong app. Okay. Venmo, okay. I'm not seeing it, and I know sometimes my Venmo comes in a little bit differently. Venmo, okay. All right. We're just going to go for it. A love read for a full for Tina. Okay. You know, we're going to go to the Dragon's deck for you. Now, this is actually the Wizard's deck is what it's called, the Wizard's Tarot. Yeah, Venmo is a little wacky sometimes, so we're just going for it, and I know it'll be there. I know it will. Okay. Tina. Now this is the Wizard's Tarot that we're using here. We're going to do it in the way of Australian 10 spread. So let's take a look and see what's going on here. I'm going to bring this down. Okay. Those two want to come up first. And they wanted to come up together and wouldn't let me let go of them. Oh my goodness. Okay, crazy. All right. What we're getting. Sleeping on the bed of nails and the Ace of Wands for the love read. Some kind of new start that's got you anxiety. This is a new relationship or a new start energy. It's usually not a love relationship with the Ace of Wands, but this is the most swing of all the cards, right? This is usually to do with career, to do with family. You're asking as far as love goes. Whatever this relationship new start is, it's got you sleeping on a bed of nails. There's some anxiety about it. 3 of Pentacles. You're trying to harmonize something, and this is the challenge. The harmony just ain't there yet. And I'm hearing the harmony ain't there yet, sis. That's what I'm hearing. It's like it's trying to come together, but somebody isn't doing their part. This is 3 coming in. This is challenge. This is where it should be creating and bigger. Same deck, second deck. Let's see what's coming in on this challenge card for you. Whoa, that's too many. Sorry. 2 more coming. Wow. Yeah, it's meant to be the new start, but it's a little bit challenging for you. I don't know if this person has anything to do similar work or what, but this is the card of usually work and family. There's something going on here as far as the new love. There's a lot of passion, a lot of inspiration going forward, but the work is required and it's huge and it's going to go slower than you think. The cooperation element needs to come in. This is where the challenge is. The cooperation has to be there, and the Knight of Pentacles is going to take it slow, even though you might want to go fast. Things are going to be going a little bit slower than you would like. Your patience is going to be tested. Now, a lot of us have this, and sometimes we'll even see the Strength card, which I don't like the Strength card because then you have to be strong about something. But this just feels like in the daily grind, you're going to need to have a little bit more patience going on. What we're seeing here in the conscious and subconscious, an ending to something, and here, holding your boundaries. What is the lesson that you've been learning on this? The world is saying completion, advancement, leveling up, ready to be all done with something and moving forward. The 7 of Wands, subconscious, all about boundaries. In the position of now, you have here, Sneaky Pete the Thief, the 7 of Swords. There's something you need to be more clear about in terms to how you have passion, how you engage, how you move forward passionately while holding your boundaries. And this is standing for self in a strong way. Yes? Yes. Mo is in the house. Mo is usually the one that sends the post-it notes. What do you got? She's scribbling furiously, and she's just stand. She's just writing the same word over and over. Stand. S-T-A-N-D. Stand. There's something that you need to have force to be able to stand your own ground for yourself, rather than being bullied, or rather than having somebody rip you off, or rather than feeling like somebody is taken from you. You need to be clear where you stand in going forward in this relationship. Be clear, and there is a shift in the stand. There's a shift in your stance as to how you bring this forward. Okay, there's a shift in it. The Lovers is coming in subconsciously here. This is wanting to move forward in a way that is devoted, very, very blessed. Blessed for the time. This is the Lovers shirt that I got from my sister-in-law. Thank you, Mary. So this is what we got. But the Lovers say, what are you committed to? What are you deeply committed to? And this is where it is. The commitment needs to be there in a stronger sense of the word, not just from the other party, but from you in the way you want to move forward in this. The Ace of Swords in the recent past. This is a truth that you learned, the painful truth almost. Yes, it feels like a painful truth that you have learned in the past about being in integrity with yourself. And this is something that has been brought up. It feels like this is what's challenging over here. Now here, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the universe wanting to give you a little bit more, wanting to have things balance a little bit more, balance and flow. This is huge for you. The balance and flow coming in on this one is really, really huge. It's like universe wants to give you a lesson from childhood, a lesson where you could trust a little easier and you understand what's bringing forth equal opportunity, equal options. Like the Lovers are bringing forth, they're ready to both commit to something. The 2 of Cups brings equal offering. The 6 of Cups brings this. And this is the 6 of Coins, and it feels like the 6 of Cups. The universe is giving a gift to you. Usually it's charitable, 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 but this feels like it's got shades of Six of Cups in here. Let's look at why. Why is that Six of Cups coming through so strongly on there? What we're getting here is the Page of Wands, a new start, the Page of Pentacles. This is the two. This feels like the new start. The world had finished on one thing. Like say somebody got out of a bad relationship, got recently divorced, whatever, and you guys are starting life again. Something like that would happen. Say a relationship needs a reboot. You have to pretty much start it again. Now this is what we're doing. We've got the Page of Wands that wants to go, 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 and the Page of Pentacles that knows they're the Batman now. This is the Page of Pentacles, knows they're the student, know the gift they're offering forward. And then here you have the Two of Wands, the partnering. It's the new partnering that's happening, and it's because you both are willing to make a fresh start. That's what's going on. That's what feels really good about this energy going on for you. Now, in the hopes and fears and the outcome, let me take a look here. Look down. Hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Wands coming up here. And are you going too fast? Are you going too fast? Rein it in if you need to rein it in. It's not a bad thing. Wheel of Fortune. Is this the divine timing? It looks like it is the divine timing coming in. With this coming in like this, it's divine timing. What else is going on in this? It feels like that we need to talk a little bit about the lesson in love that is coming forward for you. And I want to look at this as far as the timing. The Strength card comes in. It's about following the inner nudge, about following the balance, not forcing a thing, but following the gentle nudge and learning to balance and learning to be in flow. Next card. That's the damn truth. That's the damn truth. You have two aces here with the Swords of Truth and Integrity. You have two aces here with ambitions, passions, and family coming in. You have this coming in where the two of you are bringing equal things. And as long as you keep it in that frame, in that perspective, then you get the new start. Whether it's a relationship that needs a reset and a reboot, or whether this is completely new after the both of you have come out of some rough and bumpy relationships. This is what's coming in. Can we get a little bit of an indication and a look of what this... I'm going to the third deck. What this might look like. I just want to get a little nosy. You guys know how I do. People love this for you. You get, again, this Harmony card coming in, the people celebrating this, and like you finally got the breakthrough, the legacy, the inheritance that you have been wanting. This is breakthrough energy because you're being accountable about how you do relationships, and it's how you invest your heart, your energy, your time, your desire, and protect your boundaries, but do it in a way that's got integrity. You're being accountable about how the relationship goes. This is a much more grown-ass way of doing a relationship than you've done in the past, and it's about how time, and you're having somebody meet you ready to start this in a whole new way. That's what I've got. That's complete. Holy smokes, I love that. Love it, love it, love it. That was gorgeous. And the fact that the divine timing, it is like chemistry, chemistry, chemistry coming in. Love that, love that, love that. That's what I've got. So it feels like for you, lucky in love would be a good phrase. Yes, it feels like that will be the case. Because you're being accountable. When you get accountable about how you do the relationship and what your MO is, you get to change how things have been from the past. You learn, you get smarter, and it's just fantastic. Yeah, that's the Wheel of Fortune in that deck, and it's gorgeous, and that's the Wizard's Tarot. Holy cow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to get some water, and then we'll see what's next. Yeah, I loved that for you. Love it, love it, love it. And it doesn't feel like too much adversity and challenges coming forward. It feels like it's going to go pretty smoothly, actually, overall. You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. Yeah, it feels really good. It's just forward. And the balancing that's coming in is great. Okay. So, next. Who's next? So, if Kim is here or... Next, Cass for a full. Okay. Cass, do you have a question in specific? I'm seeing that I see your payment here, but I don't see a question. So did you have a specific question for Cass? And I'm going to get a little more water while you're thinking on it. And if you don't have a specific question, then we're just going to go into full and see what we need to see and snoop around, get nosy. Cass, how is your connection with Joey going to progress? We're close friends. Will you be in a romantic situation with him? Okay. We're going to the Anna K Tarot for you. For Cass. Cass and Joey, what's going on? And I'm going to flip this down. And I'm recording it. You guys can always follow me on YouTube if I see butterfly and see or read later there. Cass and Joey. I'm getting the fan shape, so give me just a minute and we're going to get both decks going on, but I want to get the upper outer layer of the fan and then I'm going to see what the supports are coming in. This is a big fan. Okay, what I've got going here, so you can see, is this is fanning out. I'm gonna see if I can adjust the phone. It's fanning out all across through here, and it's like got like 9 months coming up. And I don't always get time that clearly, but it is coming in that clearly, so that's what I'm telling you. This read would apply for 9 months. This is what's going on with you specifically, what the outer edges and perimeter look like, or the outside of the fan, and then we're going to put in here the spokes of the fan and see what's going on here. Don't know. There's something sharp coming towards you. So what is this about? It needs to be more outward direction. It's not so much about you. How do I say that better? There's something about what I'm getting is the image of a sharp fan going like this, and it's going too sharp towards you. So the sharpness towards you or taking things personally is what I'm getting. It doesn't need to be taken so personally, although it's a very personal question you asked. Fair enough. And a lot of people want to know the answer to that question. It's not an uncommon question at all. It's a reasonable thing to be asking about. Okay. Now I'm going to show you here. We got the base of the scene right here, the Ace of Cups. And let me see if I can see how that goes like that. Okay. All right. Get this down here. The base of the thing. Now we have the Ace of Cups here. This feels like the lesson. Yeah, now we have segments of 3 coming in each of those spokes. Each of these, it's like a fan that opens up and you need to have each one very supported. These go up this way. This is how it's feeling. So if you want the new love, the Ace of Cups, this is what you need to learn. Have your hopes and dreams. Understand what you are going for. Understand how you nurture the relationship. Now in this deck, this is the Empress, and I kind of did a little bit of Sharpie on her. But in this deck, she's actually nursing at the time, and it's like, okay, so there's something that you are giving to and supporting, and then you've got the 10 of Cups. There's something that the Empress is here. The relationship cautionary coming up big on this. When you have the relationship, if you don't have the power dynamics as equals, as partners, one of them might be a little bit more controlling, a little bit more parental than it needs to be. You need to be very aware. If you want to nurture the relationship to go, it has to be as partnerships. And this is what is important. The partnership is important. So whether it's you and Joey, whether it's you and Josh Mo, whatever, it needs to be more even. The balance needs to be more even. I've seen relationships and I've seen people in relationships where there was too much of the control energy on one side, so it comes off as parent. You know the saying that we all marry our dad or we all marry our mom or whatever it is. That's kind of an old-fashioned saying. But in some ways it's true. We look for support. We look for security in our partner in some regards. And we also look for what's familiar. But it's not our job to parent the person. When we try to control too much, we deprive ourselves of the happiness. When we allow it to be balanced, if we come in true Empress energy, we nurture what it is that needs to be there and don't try and control it. That's where the happiness comes in. What we're seeing here is strength, Page of Cups, and Ace of Cups right here. This bodes very, very well. What I'm telling you is if you follow the gentle nudge and allow the other person to be creative, the love is going to enter in a way that surprises you. The Star card comes through here. It also comes through up on the second spoke. So just 1 second, let me show you. Right here and right here. When we see this, the Ace of Cups and the Star, your hopes and dreams, this is more than just something that you're thinking about. You're getting very clear. Now, the Five of Swords comes here when you're done fighting the right game. The right fight is done and over. The edges of the right fight, you're just not ready to be on the battlefield. So the power plays aren't there anymore. Something that used to be an old power play or an old way of battling you don't want to do, whether you've seen this in your own parents, whether you've seen it in a relationship dynamic around you, or where you've experienced, doesn't matter. You know that's not the game that you're going to play anymore. So you're going to do it a little bit differently. Here's the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth coming in strong on this. And then here, the spoke that's supporting this going up. We have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Rods, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is very like the Strength. It's a juggling. It's a little bit of a learning lesson, a little bit of a learning curve, but it feels small. This is about where something feels unstable and a little bit scary, but it's meant to support. It's here in the support. This trusting and having faith and following the gentle nudge like you got in the Strength card. Both of these are about juggling the energies, learning new ways of relating, learning new ways of balancing how you juggle things. Yeah, making a room for allowance, not in the monetary sense of allowance, but allowing people to be who they are and allowing flow rather than control of something coming in. It feels like you're learning this. It's a new center point of balance that's coming through here. This is like new power. This is the card that we saw before, the Ace of Rods, the swing card, right? This is definitely, the relationship is going to go good. You're planting new seeds. You're doing something. These two together would say, slap a wrapper on it. Be careful. There is room for growth. If you get my drift, that's what I'm saying there. But this is saying you're planting seeds in a good way. You're no longer doing this battle of the wills. Not at all. You're doing something a little bit differently. This is huge. The hope and dream is to have the actual romance and the sweetness that isn't just the shallow version. You want the deeper version. And it looks like right here you're setting up to do just that. Now coming in next. Now this one, nobody likes this card except for me. I love this card. People generally love the beautiful Strength card and they hate this card. I love this card because it breaks down, tears down, throws down, slams down, fucks up whatever shouldn't be built crazy. So if you're building something screwy, it gets knocked down and blown out of the water, blown to hell. Boom. Why do I love that card then? If it's like, okay, it feels like life is ending, life is over, life is crazy. Oh no. Tragedy. It's the beautiful calamity. It's the plot twist. It is where you learn something new and it's the cosmic wrecking ball. It's all of that. Once you get the beautiful disaster, you kick the rubble out of the way and you move forward. And it feels like you have had an experience of this in the past. You know how to do differently than this now. You know how to go to a more peaceful thing. There may be a few bricks thrown down, laid here and there, scatty-womp as you're building a relationship. And you look at it and you're like, yeah, that ain't level. It's like if you're trying to hang a picture and you use a leveler and you can clearly see when it's not level and you're like, ah, okay, left corner up, whatever. It feels like this lesson is at the base for you and you already have learned it and already know it. Now the Five of Rods, there's a little bit of argument, a little bit of conflict. This up here in the outside, you already knew how to get off the battlefield. This is the snipe and gripe, the mean girls, the gossipy energy, the compete and competition and comparison game. Don't play it. Don't play it. You are you. You are not in competition with anybody else. Don't make yourself small. Don't try and be other than as you are going forward. This is huge for you. The Four of Cups. Somebody holding back, somebody being stubborn, somebody being kind of a butthead is shown really well in here. It's a little bit of the pout. Now, this is what's coming in on this one. You see how they're all surrounding this one person, trying to placate, trying to appease. Oh, would you like some of this? Would you like some of that? Would you like some of this? Would you? No. So if you find yourself going in this area where you're trying to please and trying to coddle or trying to, oh, can I get you this? Can I get you that? And you're doing that, whether it's relationship with Joey, whatever this relationship is, or other people. No. That's what will bring this Tower energy down. And you know this already. You are not here to be anybody else other than your damn self. You don't placate. If these would just back off and leave him to sit there, he's going to reach out and grab something. There are times when other people need a little independence and you need to back off and say, all right, Buster, if you're not liking what I'm fixing for dinner, have some fucking peanut butter. This is you don't have to go to war, but you have to hold your ground. When somebody's pouting or trying to do an old dynamic that they have learned, where you have accommodated too much, time for New York birds to fly. Time for enough of this. Enough, right? Enough on that. Enough of that. You're not running a restaurant for this guy. You're not going to be everything they ever want you to be. You're not going to play the comparison game. You're going to be you. And if they want to deal with you, you bring that forward more and more. And the more strong you bring that, the more magic that happens. Top of this fan coming through here. It resonates a lot. Yeah. Usually you guys know exactly what I'm saying. Page of Rods here. New start, looking out, and excited communication. But this one's a little bit guarded. Usually the page is not behind the castle wall with the Page of Rods. He's out exploring. This one is tentatively exploring. The Magician is here, and the Nine of Pentacles. You know your own strength of independence, and you can exert it at points. The Magician, it's like Don't orbit around them and you have more magic in the relationship. Orbit around your own self, your own dreams, your own desires, your own world, and you have more magic. That's just the flat truth of it coming up. That's the flat truth. If you want to bring magic forward, you bring the magic from within out towards, but it has to be authentically you. Huge, huge, huge. It doesn't need to be anybody else saying you do this, you do that, accommodate, accommodate. You've done that game, you've played that game. It's like you've played plenty nice in the past and you don't have to play nice anymore. It's not that you have to go around rude. Nah, it's you have to go around true. True to yourself, true to what you want, and not this shit. No more. There's something about this retro vintage idea of, yeah, okay, all right. I'm getting Mo's in the house and she's showing me flashes on the screen, and it's like she's done TV and she's bringing forward Mayberry, Leave It to Beaver, 1950s Dick Van Dyke Show, all these black and white, flat ways of doing things, and this old way of thinking that was flat, not colorful, not rich, not enlivened, and not full. And she wants to emphasize the gray and white, the black and white aspect of things, which is really unusual. She usually is bringing forward yellow post-its, but she's calling out those black and white shows and saying you've left that way of doing behind. Anything else? Change the channel. Hermit. You have learned through the dark night of the soul what it is you really, really want. Now you get to sit and hold the light. An anchor in the light for you and for others. Anchor in this way of being, this way of doing. Regarding this lesson. Second time we've had this. Anchor in this way of being and doing regarding this lesson. It's not the refusal. It's refusing to abandon self. Refusing to placate another at the cost of your own soul. Anything else? As far as this Ace of Cups, what does she need to know? And the Star, to get the dream and the desire of her heart to come closer to her. What does she need to know? Don't wear rose-colored glasses. Remember friendship in this endeavor. Remember friendship. You want somebody to have your back in a big, big way. This is huge. That's what I've got for you. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful energy. That's coming through super strong. Love it, love it, love it for you. That's what I've got. That's complete. Hey there, Brandy. Hey. You've been having tarot withdrawals. I'm here Monday and Wednesday, and you guys know that I've got the YouTube channel too. And if TikTok is keeping going through, then we're just going to keep up the Monday and Wednesday, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, these are the Anna K deck. They're a little bit trippy and weird, but some of them are so darn good. So that's what we've got going on. So, okay. And in that reading, it was really quite beautiful and interesting as far as the dynamic and the relationships. To have Mo show those old and outdated vintage shows. Okay, we can talk about this for a minute. The subjugation of the divine feminine is no longer a necessary requirement, no longer appealing to most women on the planet, to most people on the planet, because the subjugation or the subservient role doesn't serve the greater good. Okay, enough said. All right. Past life for Krista. No, Krista, you're ahead. Krista's saying past life, past life, past life. Got it, got it. One minute. Some of my past life cards are around the desk on the other side, so I'm going to go and I'll be right back. 1 second. Going around the desk. Okay. This is what happens when you run out of room. In the room. Okay. Here they are. They're coming through. Whew. Boy, are they coming through. All right. I wanted these ones. And these. Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to see. Which of these? These aren't the usual ones that I go to for this. These are where we're going. Okay. So we have the past life cards, the Denise Lynn without the notes that I've trimmed down for the archetypes and that kind of thing. We have the red fairy and also the longest dream. I think I want the, yeah, this is the one I want. It's a weird one. Okay, this is what's coming through. All right. Put this to the sides. Past life for Krista. Really? Okay. I'm going to go get the deck of the haunted house too. I don't know why we're getting that, but that's what I'm getting before I can even read any of this. So that's what's going on next. Okay. So we've got the haunted house. I put one under here, and left one in the center. Let's see what we've got. There's a memory gap, a memory loss on something unintentionally. So there's a new start, a fresh start. This is one that comes with a deck with nothing labeled on it, just explaining how it is. This is a recalibration of what it is. You have the functioning addict coming in strong and religious coming in. This is interesting coming in. These are the energies that are coming in. The functioning addict and religious energies coming in. What else is coming in? Okay. We've got spying, publishing, and a little bit of enabler coming in. What is this? Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if you're going to know this reference. This is coming in. What is that? I think it's called Bridgerton. And in the Bridgerton show, there's this girl that she writes these kind of nasty, judgy gossip letters. That's the energy coming through. I forget the name on this, but this is what's coming through. Yeah. This is high society lady that could make or break someone's whole life path. Lady Whistledown. Yes, thank you, Jack. That's exactly it. You watch it. Lady Whistledown energy is coming through for you big time. This is a time where you had much wealth, a lot of wealth coming in. Married to the rich merchant is what I'm getting. Married to the rich merchant coming up. But there's a lot of gossip again. And you would be caravan and carried places. Married to the rich merchant coming in. This is you in the snobby echelons. Snobby echelons. What's going on with this? You're in this one, you're buying into something about what's been taught religiously. And this is something about this. It doesn't feel like you're the child of this home. It feels like you're the lady of this home at this point. There's something going on that you don't enjoy or agree with what's going on with the religious structure around you at this time. The longest dream. It is knowing how the game is played. Yes. Yeah. Knowing how the game is played, knowing the power game, knowing who's in power, knowing how to move and shift money, knowing how to funnel money for something else, somebody else's behalf. You do it with the money, and you also do it with the words that are sent. Messages. I'm getting scrolls and messages being sent a lot of communication. This is something you set up perfect pairings, perfect partners, but there's burdens going on. What's going on with this? They're reading very tarot, and they don't always read this way. Give me a minute with these. There's somebody that you send out. Now, this one's coming in as a person. These are the people that are coming in. Here's you, here, the lady, and here's somebody you're sending. I'm getting the daughter's burden coming through. This is like that you have a daughter going on here, daughter that is of wettable age. You don't like what's going on as far as the option. It's not her choice. It feels like a very arranged by the muckety mucks, and you don't like this. You know it's going to make her miserable. Yeah, you're changing the script here. This is you changing it up for her. It wasn't. You didn't get the choice. You didn't get the chance. And so you're making the chance a little bit different for her. Okay, this is what's going on. This is before weddings or marriages were made for love or any such foolish nonsense. However, it needed to happen so. Let's see what's going on in here. Tell me more about you and your daughter. That's what's going on, is you and the daughter, you and the daughter. The relationship you have with the business person, and that is like, okay, but it's not hugely rewarding in love in this particular lifetime. That's why you want her to have the shot. You're sending her somewhere. Now, this is like sending her somewhere, and this is like she's booking passage somewhere, and I'm coming back to the ships that you own. This is booking passage overseas. This feels kind of like Euro, and I don't know if you're sending her from England to Spain to France to Ireland. I don't know. You're sending someone across the waters to do something new, because that's the truth that needs to come through for her. For her, both for her. This is coming through. Again, it is a little bit of a burden, but it needs to be completed. There's resilience in this. There's an old teacher that she's going with. It looks like this, but this is coming through as old teacher, and it's not coming through as monk and not coming through as religion. It might be a nun. Might be just a teacher. What are we seeing here? We're going to go to this deck now. Haunted house deck. Who's taking her? Why are you sending her? You're sending her because you know that she's going to be married off to the wrong person for power and gain and for luxury and status, and you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it. You're helping her make her escape. Okay. What happens? What's going on with you? Sealed, done. Feels like that is very, very sealed, done. You've written letters. You've made contacts, reached out to different peoples, made arrangements. Again, that whistle down factor is coming in again. The lady whistle down that knows the words and how to send and who to send and who is in the proper echelons. You're making arrangements. Making arrangements for her. But what happens to you? Why is it so important to know this aspect? Your justice in disguise is what's coming in. Your justice in disguise in this one. You're showing up in the assigned role, which even though it's lady of the man or lady of the estate, whatever it is showing up as subservient. And you're rebalancing the scales coming in. Your justice in disguise. What's going on with you? It feels like you did what you had to do as far as when you married and whom you married before, but that wasn't what all your life was about, nor would it be about. It feels like also there's a gap, almost 20-year gap between you and the businessman. Your freedom was taken very young. You were arranged and married off. 20-year gap. That feels right. So what's going on? So you have climbed. It's turned out it's well for you to climb. You see these groups that organize things that you don't like, and you're creating change, but you're doing it in a very subtle way, in a slow, subtle way. You see this. You've arranged for this regarding her. You know this. You know what's inherited. You know what's expected. You know what the contract is. You're not fond of it, is what I can say. You're not fond of it at all. What else is going on here? Let's see if we can show some of these more. Here's the old man. This is the older man, the rich merchant right here, shown right there. The deal was struck, the arrangement was made, it gave you the new start, it gave you the new life. Your parents married you up, and they knew full well what they were doing when they arranged to marry you up. But you're not going to let the same kind of arranging go on for your daughter. This is huge for you. And because of this, you are known as a matchmaker of a sort, and a waymaker of a sort. Now let's go back in here for a minute. You're very concerned with love life. Very, very concerned with love life. Huge, huge, huge. Independent woman of money, concerned with love life that honors the truth. This is what's coming out. You're the matchmaker with the power to make and break matches, yes, but also the matchmaker that has the power to play the game. And I'm being shown a chessboard. You can move the people in the right positions, in the right places. You're a very affluent matchmaker in this one, because the match was made for you, and it wasn't of love. It didn't feel like it was horrible, but it just was not the world's best fit. Did you have, okay, did you have love beyond, or not just the old man? He's 20 years older than you. It feels like you got left quite cushy. But it feels like, did you have love outside of that? Or beyond that, after he died? Either way, was there another love? What got you all into this matchmaker nonsense? Okay. All right. I've got to do the puzzle here for a minute, and then we'll get to these cards. All right, so what we've got here is the gift, the old lady teacher again. She's coming up in very hermity energy, but this is the old lady nun teacher coming in again. This shows you the gifts, and shows you how to harmonize. And yes, there were messages sent. There's messages sent. There is somebody that you had your eye on. Is this a secret tryst? What is going on with this? This is why you were brought to the old merchant, was to bring kids. The daughter one is the one you're concerned about. It feels like you knew you were married to bring this guy a legacy. It feels like you had a daughter. You didn't. This one, although it shows 2 in the card, it feels like there's only the daughter. Perhaps miscarriage, perhaps something like that, or yeah, feels miscarriage. Feels like miscarriage. So you end up only with a sweet daughter. The older guy doesn't want to lose you to childbirth. In those days, very, very dangerous. You have the one daughter, and that becomes the light of both of your lives. That's what keeps you unified. You just have different approaches to how that would have gone. And yes, there is love of your life outside of that, but it would create too much argy-bargy. It's kept on the down low. What I'm getting is there is a love of someone else, a love of a more contemporary, somebody that's not old. Who is this one? Who's this one? Who's this one? Definitely it's secret. Definitely it's hidden. Somebody that was on the shoreline that had fought and then comes back. What I'm getting is it's kept secret. Somebody on the shoreline that you guys, this feels like somebody that would have been in the older gentleman's employ. Perhaps somebody that would take his stuff on the ships. Saw you as independent. Yeah, definitely. This is you and this other. After the old man dies, you and this other. And it doesn't feel like that is able to be legitimized. It just feels like it is. It exists and it is. It wasn't able to be legitimized at that time. This is, he carries you forward. This one feels like there's carryover here for these two. This love energy going on. I don't know if Heathcliff is the right word, but it's very much, yeah. Very much of this energy that's younger. This one is about 5 or 6 years older than you. Employed by the merchant. Anything else about this? No. On this, it was all about the daughter, getting the daughter so she could pursue love in love's natural course. This stayed hidden, was to remain hidden, to stay hidden, to stay hidden, to stay hidden. Anything else? What is this? It feels like Meet you again, see you around, meet you again, see you around, meet you again, see you around. You guys knew. It feels like you guys knew each other, recognized soul, catch on the flip side, catch on the flip side. You guys knew. It feels like you guys were able to live in your relationship, whatever it was, once the older gentleman passed, but it wasn't something that you were able to legalize. It's why you played matchmaker. It's why you were so invested in creating better situations from people from a younger start. That's what I've got. Okay, I'm going to get some water. Holy cow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the energy. That's when tarot doesn't necessarily read tarot, and how it's going to go is how it's going to go. So let me get some water, and then I'll see what Kim says is on the list next, and we'll go from there. Holy cow. All right, water. Okay, guys. Next, Becca for a full. Okay, Becca for a full. Let me get this tray kind of out of the way here, and we'll get a new tray put up here. And then we'll do Becca for a full. Okay. Put this to the side. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. That's so awesome. Makes you so freaking happy. Good. Yeah, that show is an interesting, kind of strange show, but that's what came up. And interesting energy on that. But who knows? Whatever comes through is whatever comes through, and people will know, and they'll understand when it resonates and when it hits. All right, Becca for a full. Becca, do you have a question for me here? Just the general. Okay, you got it. We're going Tarot of the Unfolding Path for you. Okay. Give me a second. This is Tarot of the Unfolding Path. I want to go for the spine of these chapters first. We're going into the spread called The Book, and this is for a full. There's a lot of energy of self-determination coming through forward for you right now. This is making choices that are your choices to make, not someone else's. I'm getting the image of a bird that's a lark, and I'm also getting the song from, what's her name? Leanne, and it's called The Story. That's what's coming through. Yeah, it's very much making the choices, even though you've made some hard choices, then allowing yourself your own fate going forward and choosing things a little bit differently. What else does Becca need to know at this time? A validation, a stamp of validation. Yeah, definitely you've come a long way. Baby energy is coming through here. Very much, very much. Okay, let me see if you guys can see that. This is the end of the chapter page going forward, the binder. These are the highlights, and then we're going to go into the next page over here, and then we'll read it and see what's going on, okay? So just 1 second. And again, this is Tarot of the Unfolding Path and the book spread. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So this is past and this is going forward, okay? So this is what we got, and I'm getting this recorded so just so you can see all that's going on. But in the past, it's showing a sense of trapped in not being able to bring forward what you want. And this is in the recent past, and overcoming and thinking beyond how to get out from beyond bars or out beyond the trap. The relationship coming through here. Now this is the end card on this other one over here, if you can see the position. Right here. Right here. Same. And you know when there's duplicates. There's something going on about the limitations that you thought were in the space of love that have been changed for you. This is what's going on. The Magician's coming in super strong. Magician's also echoing right here. Look. Echoing right here. You have here up at the top the King of Cups coming in. The King of Cups echoing here. You have the the Knight of Coins coming in, echoing here. Huge. Give me just a second. I'm going to bring this up. Yana's wanting in on these cards. Yana is one of my guys, and she's wanting in on these cards. She's feels like she's pulling back here. Give me a second. Don't hold back yourself. Don't hold back yourself from love just because you think you look a certain way. Love look like many birds. Yellow bird, happy, happy, happy. Cranky bird, vulture, also very happy. It's a dead thing. It's a yummy meal. It's time for you to move forward. Happy, happy in love. No more eat dead thing. Okay. Right now, what you're seeing is me struggling with Yana coming through, and I want to do the reading. She wants to be in. Okay. Surrender. What are you seeing, Yana? Tell her what you see. It's time for you to be in charge of where your ship go. You know how to direct. You know how to navigate. You know how to steer. You need some steering class. You need some driving class, a steering class. We see the steering wheel right here, a steer, a steer. You have the idea. You know who is. You know who is you. You have idea. You go forward. You go strong. You know how this goes. You need steer class. You need drive class. You know need this sword, this sword, this sword. You pick too many fights. You get too sharp. You get too in. No, no. You need to break, get mud off shoes, steer. Okay, you. All right. What I think she is trying to say is that you need to choose the direction you're going through and not get so dug in on what you think that love looks like, what you think love is like. You know your value, know your worth. You need to carry it forward. As she's picking this up, Page of Coins is flashing through also in my mind. And it's like, it's time to move forward. So when I say Page of Cups is very much like the Batman, Batman has to eventually get in the Batmobile and drive, right? In modern terms, that's what has to happen. It's time for you to allow the expansion of what needs to come in to grow, to allow things to grow more. Now let's see what else we're seeing down here. And then if she wants to chime in, we'll let her chime in. What we're seeing down here. All of this in the past, the time that you have done alone, the time that you have felt alone. These times that you have felt alone have prepared you to run your own race in a very strong way. The truth of what you know about who you are and what needs to happen, the truth you carry forward, that's the one singular sword you need. Stay in integrity with yourself. Be accountable about how you want to lead. There are times when we feel like this, when whether it's anxiety, depression, limited thinking, all of this isolation energy, whether that's coming through, we need to flip it around and see it a little more clearly. You've got the Sword of Truth and the Ace of Cups. This is the ace for the new loves. This is what's coming in. This is where it's going. This is what it's leading to and coming through here. Let me flip these right side up so I can see. It gets me dizzy enough when she comes through as it is. The highlights reel on the recent past is that you have the magic to make relationship happen. It may look a little bit different than what you thought it was going to look like, and that is coming through in a strong, strong way. You've done something as setting up cooperation and harmony and working together in a huge, huge way. You've done something that's letting you move forward in a new way with the Knight of Coins and the Page of Coins coming through. Here's the Knight that we saw in duplicate. Here's the Page. That's why I was feeling that Batman energy when she held it. This is on the highlights. That's why. King of Cups comes through. Oh, she's so pushy, guys. She wants to talk about this card. This card. This card. All right. What is it? He's a funny guy. He's a funny, funny guy. He's a funny guy. He make me laugh so hard. He like, hey, would you like some fish? Hey, would you like some fish pie? And you say, no, I hate fish. He's like, hey, you like the fish pie. You like my fish pie, very good. And you will like this kind of fish and that kind of fish and this kind of fish. You say, no, I hate the fish. He says, you love the fish. I know you do. Just try it. Just try it. You love the fish. You love the fish. Yana, what's going on with this? She's telling me that you like this King of Cups because the compassion that is shown and the getting you to try new things is something that he has like an ace in his pocket. So whether you like what is offered or not, he'll keep offering new things and you try new experience, new experience, new experience. He's very compassionate, not forceful in trying to make you have a thing, rather bringing something else to offer, bringing something else to offer. Okay. It's a constant offer. Constant offer. Constant offer is like life give you fish pie you know like. Life give you another pie. Life give you situation kind of meh. Life give you a situation that's kind of yes, I like that. I do like that. I want the bread. The bread. The bread is very substantial and nourishing. Yeah. There is something about working it over, working it through, kneading the dough. Yes, she's very insistent. Yeah, you get more bread. You get more bread on this. Okay, I'm gonna read for a minute. Go back down. Yana is somebody I'm working with this one. She challenges me. Okay, what's been an uphill challenge for you in the past is something that going forward as you create this new direction and as you're waiting because you've taken the steps necessary to bring in your ships coming in energy, you're also taking new direction in your life. This is huge, huge, huge. You have this page communicating differently about the new direction and also the challenge of going forward. It's also being met with the 7 of coins coming in. There is something that is growing, that is growing, that is growing. Whenever you go to the garden, if you get something, say you get an apple off the tree before it's ripe, it's not going to taste sweet. It's going to taste a little bit weird. It's going to taste a little sour. Or like bananas when they're green. They're a little bit sour. Yana thinks that's a good analogy with the fruits. Okay, fine. It's a little bit sour before it gets sweet. It's like you don't think that you like something, but you do in time. There's something that shifts in time. There's a victory on this in time. The communication has changed. The way you do it has changed. The direction or what you're putting out there and asking the universe to bring forward for you is new. You have here as the new chapter coming forward, you have the Ace of Coins coming up, the Knight of Coins, and also the High Priestess energy. Your inner knowing is leading you forward in a big, big way here. We're going to go back down to the cards so you can see some of this coming in here. Okay. Yana's here. She really likes this one. Okay, fine. It's yours. He's the guy. He's the guy that take the thing. And you also the guy. You also the guy that take the thing. What does she want to say? He's the guy that take the thing. He's the guy that take the thing. He's the mask. He's the mask. The mask is what takes the thing. This is you know. You will know that if you have the mask on and you have the guy, you take the thing, you take the thing, you take the thing. This is a robber. If he know wear the mask, he become the happy, happy king. Oh, the happy king know wear the mask. The happy king offer and offer. And he say, okay, so sometimes good, sometimes not so good. Okay, keep going, keep moving, keep going. He's the guy with the mask. He no good. You take the mask off, you know now. What I'm getting, as she is saying this, is the way we self-sabotage ourselves and don't set priorities is what this card is all about. It's Sneaky Pete, the thief. He is the robber. He's the thief. But what robs us is wearing the mask. And what I'm getting is when you wear the mask of limiting beliefs, this is when we self-sabotage. When we are truer to ourselves and hold ourselves in integrity, you've got these cards coming forward, these cards coming forward, these cards coming forward, bringing the harmony in, bringing this new harmony in. This is huge for you. This is something that you're understanding, that to thine own self be true, following the nudge, following the intuitive nudge, learning how to follow that is what's bringing the victory. As far as relationships go, you're going to be exploring and trying things a little bit differently from a different perspective. You're not going to so much be critical of yourself that you're going to say, oh, I failed, I sucked, nah, that didn't work out. You're going to see it as lessons, She's telling me ingredients in the sauce. This is all what goes into it. Some things go in for moisture, some things go in for binder, some things go in for flavor, some things go in for seasoning. She's calling you the crazy cook. She's saying, is she a crazy cook? Is she a crazy cook? She put all the ingredients in the pan. She put all the ingredients in the soup. She put all the ingredients in the bread. And she make the funny bread with the seeds, with the spice, with the stick green. She making the seeds, all the bread, all the things. Oh, so yummy. It's not like bread. It's not like cake. It's like, oh, all the things. She's saying you're learning to combine and cultivate these different ingredients that you would want to put in. And what I'm getting images of is poppy seeds and nuts and grains, like you would put in a whole grain wheat bread, all of the grains, or on a everything bagel. She likes the everything bagel. That makes her laugh. What's that about? She says that you're combining the elements of your life in a way that's really, really good. It's why you make the magic, because you put all the everything in the everything bagel. You do it in a way that's true to yourself, and you get exactly what you wish for. You get exactly what you wish for, and you get the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. I've been calling this guy the king because of age, but the king is really sitting over here. He's much younger. This is somebody that is, you get the new start in love. Yes, the new reward in love. Yes, the victory in love. You've learned to harmonize. Now, what's coming through on the duplicates? I'm being impressed to show you just the duplicates alone in here. Just the duplicates alone in here. Huge. You steering your own direction. Huge. You taking it slow and understanding the gift you have. Huge, huge, huge. These are all super, super huge things coming in right here. This is you learning to run your own race. Be very, very true to yourself. This isn't a duplicate, but it's you standing in integrity, how you do the relationship, being clear about priorities, being clear about what you want in order to go forward. And that is what brings into balance the King of Cups. That is brings in the big kahuna sitting easy. This is the one that brings in surprise, usually the creative surprise. It's why he kept offering more and more and more fish pie. I don't know why. Fish pie must be something that Yana likes. I don't know. But this is what's coming in for you. It looks like the way you used to operate in love, or the way you used to think love should be, was very limiting and smaller than what you found it to actually be. And it's not that it always has to be hard, 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 but it doesn't always have to be work. And it feels like you're ready to steer for joy. When you're doing this, where you're steering for joy, steering for joy, steering for joy, for the joy of your own heart, that's when the fulfillment comes. Yeah, she's telling me it's why you keep adding things in the bread. That's what I'm getting. That's what's coming through. Huge. Okay, we're going to let that be. Wow, that was a big one. Yeah, and this is the Tarot of the Unfolding Path. Yes, yes. I'm being reminded that the name of the title of this deck, the Tarot of the Unfolding Path, is how, if you look at love, it brings joy to you. Happier, easier. You allow it to unfold, and it comes through much easier. It gets in flow much easier. So that's what I've got. Thank you. All right. Let me get some water, and Jack is next for a mini. Okay. And Jack, do you have a question? Well, thanks. Will this be on YouTube? Yeah, I will upload it after I get done with the show here. I'll upload it, and then you could be able to find it. Looks like 1 hour 17 is the mark on it. So maybe about an hour, or a little bit thereabouts. Go look at the show, and you'll be able to find to read. Business, finances, and guidance. For Jack, feels like you hit a brick wall. Sounded like her grandma in her Greek accent. I don't know where Yana is from. I think she's from Yugoslavic something, but I think she's traveled enough that, like, I don't know that I would say her accent is any one place. I have no idea. Okay. All right. Business, finances, guidance for Jack. For a full, is that what we're doing? A mini. Okay. Business, finances. We're going Tarot of the Old Path for you, Jack. Let's take a look. Tarot of the Old Path. For Jack. I'm getting triplets coming up for you. So Phil is driving right now. He's not here, but go follow I Feel Good. That's my husband. So if you see him, he should be here later this week. He hasn't been feeling so good. He's got a cold of some sort, I think, but we'll see. Okay. Jack, business and finances. And I want to go back to this that you said, brick wall, the brick wall. Going in triplets. Okay, so this is what we're seeing so far for you, honey. So we're going to Tarot of the Old Path, and we're going to take these as they are. This one, interesting, the blank card. That's not in most tarot decks, so that's interesting. When we get there, we get there. The independent woman is delayed. The strength and the balance is what she's learning. And the King of Swords, the strategy. There's a lesson for you in independence and following the gentle nudge that is important for you to know. The strategy that you're doing is great, but there's a little bit of overthinking, overplaying, and some of the strategy just takes time. It's not like you go in chess and you capture the king in one move. It takes a move and a move and a move and a move. And I'm getting the king with the chessboard. It's going to take some time. There's strength that you're doing. Consistency is important for you right now. There's something about following the gentle nudge and consistency that is important for you. Part of this lesson is showing up for self, and that's what brings the wealth in a way that allows you to feel more luxurious, regardless of what the monetary return says. You know what it is that is your strength that you're bringing forward. You're doing it in a way that actually is very, very helpful. Keep consistent. Don't doubt yourself. It's like you are just setting up other pieces of the game so you can make the moves you need to make. Okay, that's what's coming on those 3 cards. Now, the next 3 right here. What we're seeing is the 6 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and 10 of Cups. These feel delayed. When we see reverse cards, there's often a delay. Sometimes there's a complete opposite meaning, but I don't always read the reversals because I've got so many cards going on. If they feel that way to me, I'll read them. What we're getting here is the 6 of Pentacles. It's about give and take, and there needs to be a flow on this. And it feels like this is the learning to receive lesson that we all get sometimes. Sometimes we don't like asking for help. Sometimes we don't like learning to receive. This is something that is part of your curriculum, part of what you're learning, And then we've got the territorial fevered queen. When she's in her upright energy, she is magnificent, sparkly, dynamic. Everybody sees her. Everybody gives her all the attention, and she is the party. You know, she comes in and everybody notices. She sits there. She's got to be careful who she gives audience to. When she's upside down, she gets very fevered and defensive and mine. I want what I want. What's mine is mine is mine is mine. She gets very territorial. There's something about this that is out of balance, delay, and then the 10 of Cups comes in. This is the happy ever after +1. So if the fevered queen calms down, if the fevered queen allows for the flow of the universe to shift a little bit, it's like sometimes we want to be ready to receive, but we aren't good when the tide goes out. We always want the tide in, right? And it feels like understanding that that's a flow. Understanding like there's going to be slow days as well as busy days, right? That kind of thing. Understanding the way that your temperament cycles with your business is something that's interesting. There's also something about when the queen is fevered and I want what I want and what's mine is what's mine. And she thinks she's not being seen when she actually is being seen more than she recognizes, more than she realizes. And the gifts being offered are still beautiful, beautiful gifts. You've been impatient with money and flow, but it feels like it's slowed down more than ever before. Feels like punished. Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong, sweetie. It doesn't feel like it needs to be punishment. It feels like there's just flows that are outside our control sometimes. And even in our own business and what we're doing things, the flow of what's going on in the world at large, whether it's, you know, Halloween and you're getting the Halloween season stuff, but you're still trying to plan what's going to be going on in your business or in your life for Valentine's, those kinds of things, but you need to be ready for all the Halloween. There's this flow of seasons and general energies that are the world at large. So Halloween's coming, people are setting up for trick-or-treat, trick-or-treat, trick-or-treat. But people that had to drive the stuff in to get the Halloween products there, even though it's October 31st, Halloween, I've seen Halloween stuff all around stores from like the end of August on. So there's something about this you have to set up strategically, be ready for when the customer base is going to be there. And it feels like even though you're getting the Halloween stuff now and Halloween hasn't hit yet, that you're ready for it to move. So this is part of setting up and being ready for flow. I don't know if that's making sense, but that is what's coming through. You're setting it up in the way, but if you get insistent and uptight that it's not coming through yet, people aren't going to think to buy pumpkins and Halloween stuff way in August unless they are the ones in the business. You just broke down your class by schedule and seasons resonates. Yeah, it feels like knowing the season ahead, you developing the curriculum for the season ahead. It would be like the businessman ordering the costumes or the pumpkins or the candies or whatever. So you're a little bit off the schedule, ahead of the schedule, planning ahead of the schedule. So be patient it takes some people aren't going to go looking for that Halloween costume till the day of Halloween, right? So we know this. So be patient, do the work, set things up, put the pieces in play how you want, and keep going, because the classes that you teach, as far as what they go for seasons and all of this, you're learning. And this feels like part of the curriculum is learning how you want to do this and how you want to adjust that. It makes a lot of sense. Good, 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 good. Okay, we're going to the third triplet set for you. We got the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the King of Cups. And this is coming in real strong, sweetie. She's saying, cut the shit about the limiting beliefs and the limiting self-talk and roll with it. Ride the waves. This is what we're getting. You don't need to be so hard on yourself at all. Cut the shit with the limiting beliefs, the limiting self-talk, with the self-sabotage, all of that. This is just you feeling the flow, and when the waves get really scary, they can be really scary. But know that it's going to be up and down and up and down, and you're going to be all right. This is, have a little compassion for yourself. Have a little compassion. Don't expect it to be going gangbusters every day. Expect that there's seasons in business, that there are seasons in what we do, seasons for flow that are different than we would anticipate, but they are still part of what we need to have for our curriculum. Okay, now we're going to go down to this one because that's the way I dealt it. This is the blank space. This is the Three of Pentacles and Page of Wands in the blank card. And I'm going to go to a second deck to see if we can fill in this blank a little bit. This feels like somebody that is coming to help. This feels like harmony, working together. This is the one where the benefactor comes in. And usually with this one, you see the priest, the money man, and the person putting in the stained glass window. You have the skills to put in the stained glass window. But there seems like making yourself known, communicating needs to be a little bit stronger. It feels like that. And the blank card, I want to look. We're getting same deck, little mini of it, second deck. What else does she need to know on this blank card? This feels like somebody that's yet to enter the scene. Okay. We don't always see who's entering the scene at the beginning of the play. We see just what's going on at the beginning of the play, at the beginning thing. We don't always see others coming in, and it feels like there is another, possibly more than one other coming in to help. Temperance, Eight of Wands, getting the ducks in the row, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah. So we've got temperance going on. This is what you're learning right now with that King of Cups that came up before. Temperance here. Finding the formula, getting the ducks in the row, and then balancing the energy, balancing the resources. This is somebody that comes in that either inspires or helps you get things in order and organized a little bit better. Now, organized is the word that I'm getting, and I don't get that you're a terribly unorganized person. What I'm getting is it's setting up things in a way that you understand a little bit better. A slight shift, a slight juggle that brings more harmony going forward. The best I can give you. This is the best I can give you right now. So I have a friend. She's excellent cook. Excellent cook. And she has helped me organize my kitchen over the years and years, from when my kids were small. And she would help me organize on what's going on. I've moved to this new house a couple of years ago, and I called her on the phone. I said, I feel like the kitchen is working for me. I don't feel like the kitchen is mine. Well, I set it up according to how I moved, but it's very, very different. So I'm going to have her come over and help me and see if she knows my patterns and the way I operate well enough to say, hey, this is what's out of whack for you. This is a little thing like the spice cupboards being by the stove is very good for most people. That works for most people, and that's how I have it. But I didn't always do it that way. And I'll never forget when she was like moving. She's like, why do you keep your spices over there? You're going to need them by the stove. She's very, very logical. She's very, very logical. Can come through often as Queen of Swords. And this one will help organize in a way that she knows how this works. And she can see things objectively in a way that helps me balance and temper my own stuff. And that's what it comes through. It comes through like somebody coming through to help in that kind of a way, if you allow it. And it's just a slight juggle. It doesn't feel like a huge juggle. It feels like a slight juggle. Now, in the center, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Wands. The Four of Pentacles. If you're worrying too much about guarding the money, you're not going to offer something else. You need to offer something else that brings victory to your spirit, to your soul. A hard truth will be learned from this, and victory comes out of it. So the overprotecting, the measuring only by the money doesn't work for you. You already know this. The measuring the money and how fast the flow is, there's other things at play and bigger lessons. And sometimes the things that are the things we really value of a certain period of time in our life isn't exactly how we would have measured it. And this is what it is. This is coming in. There is victory coming in for you on a different way, on a different level than just guarding the coins, just the coins. Anything else to clarify on this? Wow. Death and transformation coming in. There is something is coming to an end, something that you will shift, and then it transforms. Anything else? To thine own self be true. This is the judgment card. You're being restored. You've got the death and the judgment card. You're being called to something that is a restoration of self that jives with yourself even more than you would know. And you might not have known it without going through some of this. I'm also getting the energy of 5 months, and I don't know what that's about. If you think of terms in 5 months, I think that is helpful, and I don't know why. That's coming through. So that's what's going on. Those are your 2 mediumship cards when you read. Maybe there's something that you should be doing a little bit differently when you get those. So that's what's coming in. And this 5-month span, be real gentle with yourself during this next span of time. It's a little bit wonky in business for a lot of us, for a lot of what's going on in the world. It's like really kind of turbulent, and it does affect us, and we tend to take it personal when sometimes the external turbulence cannot be avoided. So that's what I've got. Yeah, Jack, you might want to take that gift off the shelf a little bit, dust it off a little. Just kind of check it out, see how you're feeling. It's not like you have to go full on balls to the wall on this, but it might be worth pulling it off the shelf and looking at what is offered there for you. That's something very interesting that's coming through. All right, that's what I got for you, honey. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, beautiful. Beautiful energy. So accurate. Good. Glad it helps. Glad. So glad. All right, sweetie. Okay, now let me get some water and we'll see what's coming in next. Much needed reassurance. Oh, good. Glad it helped. All right. Cassie, you're ahead. You got it, Cassie. 1 second. Cassie, I'm trying to look around and see where your deck is. Really? Now, I haven't pulled this for a year ahead in a while, but it does happen to be one of my favorites. And so when I land on it, it's like, am I sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So Cassie, for the year ahead, we're going to the Dark Mansion. One of my all-time favorites. It's very Tim Burton-y, even though it's not quite Tim Burton-y in this way. It's very Tim Burton-y in its vibe to me. So, yeah. Cassie, year ahead. And I've got all 4 of the decks up here for now. But we're going to see what's going on. Yeah. All right. Cassie, year ahead. Yeah, I love this deck too. I love it. And it's from Taroteca Studios. It's a brilliant deck. Kim, would you remind me a little bit later that Yana said to look at the Slavic legends? I got just a moment where she blipped through. She says for me to look at that later. So, okay. That's also done by Taroteca Studios, and that's, I think, where she had the room to go in. Okay. You're in the back right now. We're doing the year ahead. See what's coming in. Wow. Okay. Sweetie, you are going to be juggling a lot to get to this state of the Empress. You have the juggling, the 2 of coins, the gas for groceries, the struggle in the juggle, and the trying to balance and calibrate when you don't feel like you have enough or that you have barely enough. This is what's going on. Then what's coming in is this 2 of Swords, having to make decisions that look like they are pretty much the same choice. Either one would be good, but having to take the blindfold off in order to see, to make the choice well. Chariot coming in now. We've got twos here. Then we've got balance with the Chariot coming in. We've got balance here. These aspects of balance and choices that are big coming in. This is the Chariot being almost out of control if you don't make the choice from a logical way. Usually you see her blinded and the sea is behind her. The emotions have to help give you a little bit of guidance, but not take over, okay? This is what's going on. Guidance, but not take over. Chariot's coming in, and this is what you are learning. This is the lesson coming in the year ahead. How do you reclaim and maintain the Empress? That's what I'm getting. Okay, flipping that down so I can see them how I want to see them. And then we're going to go to the year ahead and flip down and see what's going on. Okay. We're going here. Let me shuffle these. Now the backs of these I put magic marker all over because the backs of my other big deck that I have like this, a little bit different texture. And so I had to be able to make sure I had the full deck on each one, right? So, okay. See what's going on. Whoa. There's September right there. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. May, June, July, and this is September, August. Okay, so this is what we're seeing so far. And just so you know, Empress popping up over here, right? That's in March. This is maintaining and reclaiming the Empress is the theme of the year. And it is requiring a lot of balancing for you. So this is what we're going to go with. All right. September. The lesson of new love needs to be learned and understood and offered up. Higher self is calling this forward. You are not going to be driving in a lower way, in a low vibe way any further. You just can't. You won't. You can't. The work that you have done to get to where you're going in this high vibe kind of way, above the line kind of way, has been put in. And now it's time to really honor self and offer love for spiritual growth for self right now. This is huge, huge, huge. It's what it's all about. To thine own self be true, and the becoming whole again in September. This is huge for you. The work that you put in is huge. It's second nature now, and you know when you're out of alignment quicker than you've ever known it before. October, a little bit of the greed and the miser, and this is a little bit of protection. Now, sometimes we want to be generous like the Six of Coins, and there's times to do that, and then there's times to hold the pennies tight. The miser gets a bum rap too because he's always thought to be greedy. He needs to make sure that he's taking care of what he needs to take care of and then has enough to spare. With this cup here, the Ace of Cups, you can't pour from the empty cup, and the miser has learned that lesson. I want to see what else he's got going on here. What else in October? Because it does feel like protect your heart in a big way. It doesn't mean you can't share. It doesn't mean you can't offer, but you can't offer from an empty place. Don't offer from an empty place. It feels like you've learned this painful lesson recently. And self-care and taking care of self is huge for you right now. You learned the painful lesson about giving and overgiving. And if people see you as the miser or greedy or unwilling or cold, tough shit for them. Because you have learned from what felt like betrayal, what felt like an uncomfortable, really painful truth about a situation that you cannot keep giving and leave yourself unguarded. Four of Swords says protect self, care for self, retreat, reclaim, restore, renew, recharge. And it's all about the recharge. This all reclaiming the Empress thing that's coming through in this reclaiming and maintaining is understanding your own status in your own heart first. That matters. And it really is hugely important for you. This is a big, big thing. So this October, you're going to be slowing down, kind of hunkering down and retreating a bit. November, breakthrough energy. What happens when we do some of this work where we retreat and we operate in a way that's a little bit different? Sometimes it means that there's falling off of friends and family and people because they're used to us being convenient or of service or of use in other ways. But we have to be really, really true to ourselves with the Judgment card that comes through so strongly here. You cannot deny it. You have to be true to yourself. And that's not wrong, and it's not a crime. It's part of the legacy and breakthrough. And this one, legacy comes through as usually inheritance and wealth, but it also comes through as generational breakthrough. There's generational healing of a wound that's going on here. It feels like the resources, the way the resources were sent, the roles and the assignment of the roles are changing in November for you. I want clarifiers on that one. It's right here. Let's see if I can get so you can see right here. November. King of Swords. Oh, yeah. Planning for the year ahead, and this feels like it is planning for the year ahead. Really being clear-headed, clear-minded about what you're planning to do in the next year is huge for you. Huge. Now, when we're talking about this isn't just planning for the year ahead as far as the calendar and what's going on, but planning how you want to flow through the year is what you're doing. So you are planning on creating changes within the self that serve your highest good, that serve yourself, that take care of you as Empress. It's a reclaiming and a reprioritizing of self. Temperance card comes up in December. Huge, huge, huge. This is finding the formula. This is alchemy. This is elixir. This is transmutation. This is huge for you. This one, when it comes through, it's not like vinegar and oil, salad dressing, bam, done. No, it's like dill and sour cream and milk and lemon and blah, blah, blah. All of these things that you might put in to make the Hidden Valley Ranch with all this bajillion seasonings. It's not just two things, shaky, shaky, done. It's a balance of the flow, back and forth and back and forth. Figuring out what you need for you. Figuring out what keeps you in flow. And you're learning this alignment over and over and over. And it will be tested in this year particularly. I'm getting that you are learning how to reclaim and maintain your status as Empress. This is huge for you. And it starts by you doing the things that take care of self. Sometimes self-care is a bubble bath. Other times it's cleaning the crap out of your closet and giving more space for what you actually need. These kinds of things are the things that you will recognize. Sometimes it's going and getting the nails done. Other times it's phooey. I don't need that. I'm turning everything off and I am just taking a day to be in nature. Whatever it is whatever it is for you. That's what needs to be happening. This temperance card in December is huge. And it is a time where you need to give to self, give to self, give to self. It's coming in huge, huge, huge. We've got this coming in like this on the spread. We've got December, we've got June. The Wheel of Fortune turns here. The fate line turns here. You're practicing it and you're making it your practice. You're making it your habit to take better care of yourself in a way that serves you, so you will have more than enough that you can pour from the cup. The cup has been empty for too long. That's what's come in. All right, January, King of Pentacles. There's something restored here. There's gifts given here. This is the one that is very, very supportive because over time he's built wealth. Over time he's acquired something. So if this is happening from September to January, where you're investing in yourself in whatever way, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's doing a little project for yourself, whatever it is, this is where this is going to start really stacking up. Now let's see what else is going on here. Death and transformation. We handled this before and talked about it briefly. Now, death to me is a card of death and rebirth. It's caterpillar to butterfly when you don't hang out with the caterpillars anymore. You're the butterfly. You got to operate like the butterfly. Just because an old version of you has died didn't mean it didn't help the new version of you come through. Just because the caterpillar doesn't have little caterpillar legs doesn't mean those legs weren't necessary in the cosmic goo that creates the butterfly, right? He needed to go into that energy and go where he needed to go, to climb up the tree, to suspend the cocoon, to be in that state so that he can get out there and fly. This is where the end of the old patterning is. And it feels like a clear delineation because the investment in self has been huge. It feels like as far as actual money goes in January, you're going to be doing better. You're not going to be overindulgent on everybody and their dog and the neighbor gifts and this gift and that gift and all the holiday. The holidays can just take a leap for all you care right now. You can honor them in your own way, on your own schedule, and it doesn't have to be overblown. And it feels like you know that, and you're doing something totally different for self this year. This is huge. So January, that king comes in really strong. Death and transformation comes in strong. February, we got hangman energy. February, the willing sacrifice that is there in the hangman, and the delay on something, and the pause, and the waiting, and then the change perspective. What can we learn about the new perspective here? Ho, 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 ho. One more. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. All right. What we're seeing here. Two of Swords coming up. What is this? The decision. Making the logical decision again and again and again. This was part of what was in the soup in the beginning of this. The year is all about the decision making when one thing looks like another and it's not the exact same. You have to choose what it is that is the one that you want and not just be emotional about it. That's coming through again. This is what you have learned. The decision making and the indecision has to stop. That's the card of stalemate. Sometimes you have to make a choice and you are very much at that point where you've thought about it logically from lots of angles. This is what else is coming through. Being off the battlefield. And this is a different way. This is a different representation of it. But leaving the battlefield is what is going on. Leaving this behind. Leaving this old pattern behind. So you're not... how would you say that? You're not stringing yourself up in the same stupid petty arguments or the same petty way that you did not value your time or value you in the way that you needed to be. You're not going to be convenient. The Empress is in no way a convenient woman. She is inconvenient to maintain. This is the garden that's going on. This is where you're planting seeds, evaluating and preparing for growth to come in. Your harvest is coming in. So it feels like whatever you're starting in September, by the time you hit February, you're seeing it come in and you're evaluating. And not everything is quite ripe, but it's coming in. Fruits of labor is that card. Now, in March, we have this Empress, the repeat on the Empress. And this is about the maintaining of the Empress. And I want to go to this other big deck to see what's going on for this. The Empress. What does she need to know? Self-sacrifice is a loser's game. Don't play it anymore. The independent woman is the one that's sitting pretty. The independent woman is the one that checks on others occasionally, checks on the things outside of her own garden occasionally, but she tends to her own garden. The Lovers. The choice of devotion, the choice of how you will be devoted to. Now, this one shows it kind of in an old school way where the Lover is choosing one person over the other. But the Lover is also about choosing path, your life path. So this is, what are you devoted to? What are you contracted to? It might not look like what you thought it did. What you're devoted to, what the soul contract is, and the choice you make. It's all about this. All about this right here. When the Empress is compared to a pregnant woman, she's going to do what she needs to do. She's going to get what she needs to get, and she's going to handle what she needs to handle. She's going to sleep when she needs to. She's going to eat what she wants to or needs to, what is dictated by the higher thing going on. So if that baby is craving all kinds of sour and vinegar and pickles and all kinds of stuff like that, that's what she's going to go for. If that baby is craving all the sweets and pregnant cravings for chocolate or whatever it might be, that's what she's going to go for. There is going to be something about what you are trying to create that is new, that is going to lead you to what you need. And you need to honor that craving, honor that insistence on having what you need to have. This is huge for you. It's not about taking care of everybody and their damn dog. If the Empress needs a nap, she's going to take a damn nap. The rest of the world can friggin' wait for a bit. This is what's going on. That's what's going on. This is reclaiming and maintaining the Empress, the status, the power position, and really understanding who you are as the divine coming through. The divine feminine is this card, really embodying and inhabiting that energy and letting it live through you. All right. We've got April coming up. 7 of Cups. The choices of choices, spoiled for choices. Standing outside the window shopping card, and the confusion and the procrastination that comes with here. There's an avoidance to go into the store, an avoidance to go get something, thinking that he wants all of these things. He can't have all of these things. He needs to be aware of which one he really, really wants the most and go for that. And that's what it feels like. You're evaluating with the 7 of Coins we saw in February and the 7 of Cups here. This is like evaluating the harvest, the fruits of labor, how they're coming in. Now, all the choices of the shiny objects, what are you going to do? It feels like in April, you're going to choose just one. Often I'll say choose 1 or 2. This feels like you're choosing just one. One priority, one thing, one mantra that's coming through for you. That will be your focus. Huge, huge, huge. Okay, May. You've got the 6 of Wands, and they show it in a very 4 of Wands kind of way in this deck, but it's beautiful. The 6 of Wands is victory. Now, the 4 of Wands usually means weddings, births, graduations, and you usually see only the 4 of the Wands and the people dancing through. The 6 of Wands is usually shown by somebody riding the horse and having all the wands, and there's a recognition of an achievement. That also could be stated. Other people are looking on and seeing what's going on, and there is an achievement that is being recognized here. This is, again, we'll go in here. A choosing of self, a choosing of your own higher soul contract beyond just what looks like external romantic, beyond what looks like, oh, other people would say that's a good choice. This feels like choosing to put yourself into the position that you can create the victory. And you do it by walking away from something that's not satisfying. You do it by doing a little bit of a mini hermit. This one's taking her leave. This one to me is very much the mini hermit. It's like going your own way. You've tried lots of things that are not fulfilling and you're like, done with it, done with it, done with it. You know what you need and you walk towards that. And this is how you achieve the victory and the recognition. In June, fortune changes. It's like everything that you've accrued and banked is now here for you. And fortune is shining, shining, shining for you. This is when you really feel the pivot. This is the luckiest month for you. And this is leading you into a whole new thing. It feels like you got to complete a year's worth of work, but you haven't done the whole year. We got June, July, and August. Feels like you completed that and you're moving forward. Whatever you're working on that invests in the Empress in this year is going to be multiplied. It's going to be added upon because you're making these investments of phenomenal growth for self. Now, in this March month, we got this card. We have it here in July also. This is the independent woman, sitting pretty, tending to her own garden, taking care of what she needs, slowing it down, paying attention to what her surroundings are, slowing it down and having the luxury to do so. This is huge for you. That's in July. And then in August, we've got the card of nostalgia, the Six of Cups. This card, you can really see all the pictures right here. You see her reflecting back on the past and how far she's come and looking at the lighter days and the tricky times. When we look back at our photo albums, before people had Facebook, they would do photo albums and they would look through and they'd see all these childhood pictures and they might remember a friend or two from here or there. They might remember what's going on. They might remember this state of being in this childlike mindset where they're open to the world and open to this space of wonder and happiness and joy. And this is what's coming again. And it is as if you're toasting how far you've come, how well you've done, and how you're moving forward. Is there anything else that needs to be said from this? If you could grant yourself the time to take your 10-year-old self out for an adventure, what would you do? And if you can write yourself a note from your 10-year-old self on what you want, it will help inspire and guide you forward in this year. Because your 10-year-old self, although they're still a child and not very, aware of the world, they're still on the edge of adventure a lot of the time. Okay. So I pulled 5 cards, and this is what it is. What your 10-year-old self was afraid of. What your 10-year-old self might have felt like that they couldn't do. And the big monsters at night. This is like, oh no. The things that might have scared your 10-year-old self. And then what you were afraid of. And then what happens here. This is referencing us again to October. You're seeing how to protect something that's yours. It feels like you were tasked with overgiving when you didn't need to give. And it feels like now you are learning to protect what you need to protect in order that you move forward. Temperance lesson in December. Remember, came up in December. Your 10-year-old self would learn how to balance things. And then what happened here in May? This. You walked away from some of this. So how I would read this if I was just going to do a sentence structure on this, I would say, the fears that have held you captive have led you to a place where protection is vital and necessary for your own rebalancing of your soul. It will lift you to a place where you can celebrate and be recognized for the soul that you are, and being true to yourself is fundamental and important in doing that and in reclaiming that balance. That's what I've got. That's complete. Holy cow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That's what I get. That's complete for you. Wow, that's the year ahead. And this is the Dark Mansion Tarot. It is one of my all-time favorites of my 800 decks. It is one of my all-time ever favorites. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. Yeah, the reclaim, maintain, and protect that Empress energy is huge for you. And you are entitled to have your own joy. Huge, huge, huge for you. All right, Jen, not ours, but year ahead for Jen. Okay. Let me get some water first, Jen, okay? Then I'll find your cards. We're going to the Star Tarot for Jen. Okay. 1 second. Make sure that one's okay. All right. Okay. So year ahead for Jen. Now I've got the Star Tarot, and this one you can see that I've marked the backs. This one is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think McClelland might be the author or the illustrator. The Star Tarot is what it's called. All right, we're going to start in the center. For Jen. You have a habit of taking on way too much, and doing, pushing, pushing, pushing. What's coming through is taking on too much, Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Huge important for you. Let's see what the cards have to say. The Hangman and the Four of Pentacles. Slowing it down, slowing it down. Yeah, you're needing to pause and slow it down. The Four of Pentacles, we just saw in the Miser card in that other deck was the Four of Pentacles. We're also seeing protecting the Swan, protecting our time to grow. If we're going from Duckling to Swan, we need to protect this time and understand who we are. Now, what else is coming through on this? This is a year of you slowing down and not doing so much. It's also something about the things you learned in childhood that are outgrown and flawed, that are outgrown and aired interpretations of certain nursery rhymes. There's something, I think it might be on YouTube, where they explain the really icky past of some of the nursery rhymes. But there's some things that you've been taught in childhood that don't apply, that are maybe not as grisly, but not helpful to you right now. So you need to be aware. Don't live in the way of Mother Goose rhymes or the fables or the stories or the myths that you've been told that are sometimes a little bit deceptive or trap us in the way of thinking. Two of Pentacles. There is a balance coming up. Now, this is an interesting, powerful Two of Coins. It doesn't show so much the person juggling. It shows this balance coming up and balancing the light and dark. Huge important for you. One more. And the Eight of Wands. Allowing it to line up, allowing the power that is subconscious power, hidden power, things that you haven't brought forward for yourself to come forward in a way that aligns, gets lined up in its own right timing, and allow timing to lead you. Not where you're lost in the doing for others or in the frenzy. It will naturally speed up as you bring what's hidden above. Okay, let's see what else is going on with this. Very, very interesting so far. All right, now we're going to go to these cards. That's what we got in the middle there. Okay, so let me give these a couple of shuffles. These are long cards, so they'll take me a few minutes to shuffle, or a few times to shuffle through. They're beautiful. They shuffle nicely. I'm not the world's best shuffler. Like, I will never, ever be hired as a card magician or card shark. Not in a billion years. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. April, May, June. This needs to be linked up that way. July, August. Okay. All right. Put those back into here. All right. So we have the King of Swords coming up in September for you also. Very interesting. That came up before in something before. King of Swords. Making plans. Usually this is to do with 1 year. Often this has a plan that you're making towards, or it will indicate a 3-month period of time. This does feel like that's what's going on for you. It feels like your plan as how you want to enter the next year. Now your January came in big. Like, there's 4 cards there in January already, and that's without even clarifiers down. So you're planning. It's the time for you to be the skillful planner right now. The clarity that is in the plan needs to be where you can execute your plan in a very clear way that serves you. And I'm getting Time Guardian coming in here. This is a huge thing for you. The resource of time needs to be guarded and valued, and you cannot do 90 bajillion things in a day. You can't even do 30 bajillion things in a day. You need to come back to the point where you're doing 3 things in a day, and only 3 things, and let some of the to-do list go. This is what's coming through on that, or anything else on that King of Swords. For strategizing how to go through the end of the year. Ooh. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands comes through and is very much steer your own ship. Very much be fortified by your own strength. Having the strength to carry the burden, but also having the strength and the wisdom to delegate. For heaven's sakes, you don't have to carry other people's burdens all the time. You don't have to. You do need to work smarter at this time for you. Usually this card is depicted and the guy is at the end of his driveway and all the wands he's carrying are fanned out, you know, like kind of fanned out scattywampus. It's not the smartest way to carry the sticks. And it's time to set the burden down. Time to steer by your own lights and delegate. This is what's coming through. You don't have to do it all, but if you want the fortification of strength, you're going to need to be more clear about what you do and how you manage your time. Now, in October, what we're seeing is the Two of Wands. This is planning and partnering, and it's typically depicted with the person holding the world in their hand and one wand in one hand and one hand on the castle wall, right? So that's how it's typically depicted. So they've got their fire, their passion already attached to their life situation as it is. Literally the wand attached to the wall. The family situation, the passion, the work, all of that. Although they are looking what's on the horizon, where is their place in the world, where is their space on the horizon, and where do they want to venture out. It's often a card where I encourage people to take baby steps. This is coming through with creative force at the wazoo. This is coming through with a little bit more pow than just looking out and surveying the land. This card's coming through with boom, power, wanting to charge forth a new ambition that stirs in your heart and a new partnership and a new road that you're going to carve going forward. Plan your time, use your time well. Harness the energy of partnering and planning in order that you might move forward. Yes, you can do it baby steps, but it doesn't mean you can't have big dreams. You can dream big again. That's okay to do. It's advised to do, but don't trillion yourself 11 jillion things in the day. Slow it down, slow it down. This is the king that knows the increments of time, increments of money. He knows how to stack what's valuable. This is what you're doing. When you're deciding whatever this plan is, that one comes in with so much force. It's almost coming in like an Ace of Wands times 2 rather than the Two of Wands. It's coming through with that double ace energy. Keep some of your plans to yourself. Don't tell your big dreams to everyone else and have that fire and that energy dissipated or disappearing because you've run out of gas on that. Keep it to yourself, some of this, and plan. Keep this fuel that you're taking care of for yourself really, really well tended for yourself for a bit. Create this plan, create this dream, keep this in mind, and guard your time. All right, that's coming in October. November, the Eight of Cups. This is going your own way. It's the miniature of the hermit. It's when you leave what's not satisfying behind and move towards what you want a little more. And then December, this lifting a glass. And what I'm getting coming through here on these two together is a little bit of and I don't even know if you have kids or whatever, but a little bit of that stereotypical PTA mom that's always doing things to help the class or do things on PTA, do things on this, that, and the other, or just wants to be the perfect mom. But it's not fulfilling for you as a person. So whatever it is that you have been dealing with emotionally that's unrewarding, you need to walk away from. You don't have to do everything for everyone all the time. There is a level of transmuting that needs to happen. It can't happen unless you chisel out more time for self. Huge, 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 huge. And then here, the celebration. Be with those that celebrate you. Don't waste your time, your resources, your energy trying to force an appreciation that isn't there. This is be with those that celebrate you. Now, what else we got on here? It's where you're celebrated, not tolerated. This is huge. This is like the Christmas present for you. It is the Christmas present for you. It is this huge new gift of love, overflowing love for self. This is being with those that celebrate you and you celebrating yourself and learning to do so in a different way. Learning to honor self, honor your spiritual gifts. This is huge. The gift for you right here, that gift is you celebrating you and spending time in community that celebrates you. It's huge, huge, huge. No kids, but understand why I get that. Good, good, good. As long as you understand, then great. Okay, we're going into January. Now, January came epically big, like whomp, January. You've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Tower. The Tower was the first one laid, and then it kept going and going. The Tower is the one that people are like, ah, no, not the Tower. I hate that card. It's one of the best cards there is. It's because the bolt out of the blue, the epiphany, the knowing, the thing that's the curveball. It's the cosmic wrecking ball. It's the plot twist. It's the beautiful disaster. It's like, I love them. And the reason I love them is because after that tower falls, Whatever this is, this external that's been built up, it needs to be brought down. Once it's brought down, you kick the rubble out of the way, you move forward, and you get something more beautiful. And it feels like this is an external circumstance. It does not feel like this is a tower of your own making that you've been avoiding and avoiding and avoiding. No, you're walking towards something new, leaving something else behind, and this is like, bam, kaboom, lightning bolt, and the epiphany comes through. The work energy coming through with the Eight of Pentacles, it feels like a cycle has completed. Four of Pentacles that was in the center before. We talked about this a little bit. This is one where you don't need to do anything other than become swan and protect the beautiful, beautiful swan instead of thinking of yourself in terms of duckling. And this is not a wrong thing for you to do. This is protecting your time, valuing your resources and your energy and moving forward. And then also this energy of lighter heart. It feels as though there's been something that you've carried that's been a little bit heavy, and it's like you're learning to let go of this heaviness. It feels like you haven't allowed yourself enough joy and enough happiness, and learning to have that again enter in on a regular basis is good for you. This is huge for you right now, hon. Okay, in February, the Ace of Coins, the new reward, the new gift, and the new seed. This is what's coming forward. What else is coming forward about this? About this new seed going forward? Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're getting the Eight of Coins on this. So we just saw that here, right? When we get doubles, pay attention. This is like the universe sending you a neon sign. Whatever you're working towards, that is something that comes second nature to you. You have done again and again and again. It's a card of mastery and internship, where work has come full circle and it is easier and easier. And that is what's bringing the reward. And then this one is also showing us, and you can see the backs of the cards are different. That's why it's able to do that. But this one, oops, sorry. Seven of Pentacles, evaluating the fruits of your labor. All this labor coming in, coming full circle, and looking at what you've grown and what you've come to. There's a huge reward coming in for you in February. Whatever it is that you're applying yourself to, that's second nature to you, that is work task that you do consistently over and over and over and over, and nurture and nurture and nurture. The fruits of the labor come in February in a glorious way. It is like your harvest card is coming in at that time in February. And it's huge. It feels like financially things are going to be better in February. Increments of time and resources. It's why I call this together so often. The money is what we trade our time for when we're working for someone else or working for ourselves. It's why they come in together. And it feels like the reward is huge in February. You understand the fruits of your labor, what they've brought forward, and it feels like butterfly time, big time right there. Huge, huge, huge. March, the Chariot's coming in. Gorgeous Chariot here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This is something where there's this energy of leading by your own lights, passing a threshold, opening a gate, opening a door for yourself and walking through. This is what's coming through at this time. What else is coming through on that one? Power. Powerhouse card coming in. This is Seven of Wands, standing in your own circle, standing in your own power, standing in your own strength. It's more than just holding boundaries or fending things off. It's being able to stand and bridge two things at once, and standing in your own power is huge for you. It's being able to bridge the two worlds. Typically, you see him one foot on one side of the land, and then there's this river and this other side of the land, and he's got even two different shoes. He's almost on the back foot, but this one is standing strong in his power. Really, really, really strong. This is the energy that's carrying you forward in April. May, Seven of Swords. There's a shedding that happens in May. Now, this is leaving some behind and honoring what you have to carry with you. This is usually Sneaky Pete the Thief card, and he carries 5 swords out of camp and leaves 2 behind, leaves some of his companions behind. He gets a really bad rap. Sneaky Pete the Thief, as if he's taking something. Well, he might not want to die on the battlefield. He might want to move forward in a way that's a great way for him. This is what it is. The swords of light are being carried forward, and the swords that are no longer necessary. The thoughts, the beliefs, the tools, the battles, the fights. No more sabotage is going on. Priorities are made clear. And this is something that's happening. There's something going on with the moon at that time too. And in this card, it's very easy to see. There's a waxing and waning type of energy going on here. There's a shedding. That's all I can say. I don't know how that relates to what's going on for you as far as your understanding of moon, the moon cycles and things going on. But this is what's coming forward. It feels like a shedding, a letting go and a releasing. Whatever you do in your own spiritual work that is to do with the moon, and it feels like more waning than waxing, actually. It's a letting go of something, a letting go of something. This is April. May, Princess of Cups. Now this is gorgeous. This is usually Page of Cups with Stinky Fish tea. Stinky Fish tea that's surprised, but Princess of Cups is super creative. Brilliant, creative, new emotion, new start, fresh energy to do something that's new. This is huge. This is also the one that's very, very artistic, very, very fluid, very flexible in what their role is. There's a new role that's coming forward, and this feels what's coming forward in May. A new understanding of your role and a new start to something that is big, big rewarding. It brings you much peace to do this. You're taking on something that's an interesting new project because you've freed up something here. So April, you let go of something. It frees up your time, your energy, your resource, and your mind. And then here, the creativity and the emotional flow comes through. Say if you were a writer and you had been working on this novel, and say, we'll just keep it simple. You're going into like a Sherlock Holmes mystery kind of novel. Been working on it. Finally let it go. Finally finish that project. Or finally shelf it. Like, okay, done. And then you shifted gears and we're like, you know what? I think I'm going to write a romance novel. Totally different gear. Interesting in the same field of creativity. Totally different gear. It feels like it's even more than that. It feels like shifting gears might be some of what you're doing here. And it feels like you're learning to expand beyond that. Be aware of that. I don't know how that analogy works. Yeah, it does feel like you might take all this time that you've spent in the world of writer, author, and now you're going into baker mode. I don't know. That's what's going on. Okay. April, May, June. 8 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Ooh, tricky time. We're going to look at this. We are going to look at this. Because here we have this 8 of Swords. This is the limiting beliefs where she's standing and she's surrounded by swords and all these beliefs. I can't do it. I don't know if I can do it. Eyes are blindfolded and she's like this and she's bound like kind of like the hostage or stuck. And if she just stands still, the waves will eventually come and take all of those away if she can get still. If she wriggles a little bit, puts in a little bit of effort, the binds are not that tight. She can loosen and free herself up, move the swords out of the way herself. So whatever this reminder of the limiting belief is from past, you need to let that go. Now, this is the 8 coming up here. This is the 8 of Wands. And in November, we're seeing this 8 of Cups, leaving what you don't love, what's not satisfying. 8 here, lining things up so all the ducks are in a row, using your power to overturn something. 8 Swords. This is when you're going to need to overturn something, rebalance, recalibrate, and overturn something. And it lines things up really, really well going forward. I want to look a little bit closer at this. What else is coming up with this 8 of Swords? What's the limiting belief or part of the belief structure that you're going to be taking down? Whoa, there it is. This is something about changing how your mindset, your spirit set really, really goes. And I'm going to just show them to you as they come. High Priestess sits at the gates of wisdom and strength and unity. Super big. What's standing behind here? Empress and Emperor. Divine masculine and feminine coming into balance. Why? Because the Empress has taught them how. This is huge. You're leaving behind this old way of thinking that lets things be out of date, and you're going towards your own spiritual truths within, and it's huge. There is competition going on. There is a little bit of conflict going on. There's a little bit of strife. Your mind is going to have a little bit of a back and forth with itself. But this is what's coming in strong. You're opening up to new spiritual gifts, landing in a way that's really perfect at that time. Really perfect. This is you preparing for something. You're preparing to open a whole new thing of spiritual growth. June is when you start getting that balance coming in. This is when it's happening. You're taking control of your environment and your energy and how you harness it and how you move it forward in a huge, huge way. And here with this Emperor, you see the horses at the back. You saw the Chariot in March, right? And I said you were standing in your power about your boundaries. You're clear exactly. The shift in the roles and the shift in the creation here and the shift in the way you create here. There is something very complete coming in here. and this soul's growth and knowing coming forward in a huge, huge way. This is a revelatory month for you in June. It is like you open up a new chapter of High Priestess year. And for those of you that have been on the channel, you know that's like a year and a half. It's not just a year. It's a year and a half. This is the start where something of big importance opens to you in a huge, huge way. The divine feminine and masculine balancing. You're going to be able to balance the outside energy, like home, hearth, what's going on in the 3D, with also what's coming in the very receptive way, what's going on 5D, if you want to call it that, in the spiritual area. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, July, Knight of Swords. This is charging forward with the sword of truth. You've left the point of recklessness. This is focused. Sometimes we see this card and he's looking like the horse is scared to go forward. In this one, not the case. There is focus. There's huge sword of truth, integrity going forward in a strong, strong way. You've been doing it all along, but you've harnessed it, and now you're moving forward with power. That's July. And August, the Knight of Wands. Then you're charging even harder. So this one's starting really, really fast. This one's bringing the passion and the inspiration. I want to see what's going on with these two knights. What is this charge towards? You're going to shatter illusions about the past, about things that you were afraid of acknowledging and things you were afraid of communicating or speaking earlier on. You've got this coming through. This is the gates and the pillars of fear. You've got the wolf and the dog here, and you have to come up from the subconscious and conquer the gates of fear to walk your own path in your own truth, and you have enough light to do so. Six of Wands. This is success and victory on that, and it's overcoming this Five of Wands here that was right here. There's something about this. Honoring your own path, honoring the path that you go, the life path that is created for you cannot be something that somebody else dictates to you, and you are going to be charging forward towards your own truth, carrying your own truth, carrying your own passion in a way that honors High Priestess, in a way that honors Emperor, Empress energy in a balanced way. Other people may try and do something that is take you off your path, but you're charging forward in a really, really balanced way. This is something huge for you. Anything else? I'm getting the lesson of the hummingbird hovering that's coming up. Why am I getting that? The lesson of the hummingbird hovering. They can fly really, really fast, so fast we can't even see their wings moving, but it's also like a hummingbird hovering. Jen, hummingbird intuition. Yeah, hummingbird is huge for you. Yeah, I didn't recognize it. Yeah, that's why. It's in your name and it's here. And this is what's the card. There's no hummingbird on it, but that's the energy that's coming through on there. Ace of Pentacles comes through one more time. And we saw this before. We saw it over in February. This is that love lesson that comes through, and it's about honoring time, honoring work, honoring what it is that is your life path coming through in a huge, huge way. Brings huge and kind of epic reward. That's what's coming through for you. That feels very complete. That's gorgeous, gorgeous energy coming through. Everything is just opening up, opening over and over and over and over. This deck is a beautiful deck, and the guidebook is intense. It is good, 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 good. And if you're interested in this deck or these cards, I would recommend it. It's a fabulous one. It feels like you are preparing to enter High Priestess level in a whole new way. That's what I've got, and that's complete. The Star Tarot. Yes, the Star Tarot. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I think the name on it is McClelland or McClellan. And I think the Hermit card is on the cover of the book. But yeah, it's a gorgeous one. So gorgeous. You're so welcome. So, so welcome. Jen, hummingbird intuition. Yeah, that hummingbird, the fact that it can hover is huge. The fact that it can be as stealthy as it is. The hummingbird is sometimes the friendly version of a peregrine, like the peregrine falcon that can do speeds that are crazy, crazy speeds and navigate forward, back, all the kinds of things. Hummingbirds are kind of the cutesy version of that. But yeah, really, really fabulous. That's what I've got for you. So that is complete, honey. I think we're done. Kim, are we done? I think we may be done for today. So I think that the list is clear. And I'll be on Wednesday at 11 too. So that will be going on. Hey there, baby cakes. Thanks. So I'm supposed to remind you about the Slavic Legends deck. Krista was asked about it too for Yana. Okay, thanks. Let me look. Let me look. We'll do a collective on it. The Slavic Legends deck. It's a Taroteca Studio deck. And yeah, Yana likes this one. Okay, she wants to come through and do the collective, so we're going to do Kathy McClelland. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, thank you. Kathy McClelland is the one that did the Star Tarot. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these, and then Yana's going to do whatever is collective for us. Doing these stacks in the turn, these stacks in the turn. Is how you do simple, simple. You want to look at cards for self, you look at cards for self. This is what we see. It's what we see. It's what we see. It need not be such hard, complicate. No need complicate. It's simple, simple. Start here. See, two girls make plan. Two girls make plan. See, star, understand dream. Understand dream of sisters before. Understand dream of people before, of women before. Right on your shoulders. The women right on your shoulders. They push your fanny. Push your bum. Push you forward. Push your shoulder. They're right on your shoulder. Push you forward. The sisters are helping. The sisters, the mothers, they all want to help and push forward. Push forward. Push forward. The funny hornets on the head. It's the funny hornets on the head. Look, see? Funny hornets on the head. I mean, tune in the brain, tune in the heart. Sisters are the funny. This is too much work, too much work, too much work. Too much work to do by self. Rest. It's time for rest. It's time for slow down. It's time put the wood down. You can get more wood a little later, not need to carry all the wood. How many fires you build one night? How many fires you build? Just 2 nights fire. You need 3 stick. 3, no 10. 3. How many fires you build tonight? 1 fire. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. The people, they think you have to have. Everything be set, everything be ready. Undo. No, slow it down. Sit it down. Oh, 2 coins. Yes. We talk. You saw today. You saw shaky shake, jiggle jig. It's time for rest, then do, and then rest, then do. Simple. Not do. Not rest. Rest, then do. It's balance. It's not so easy always. We think people need this, people need that, people need all the things. People not need all the things. People need rest. People need time heal, time by star, time to drink, time to rest. People need to remember. People need to remember the focus in the night to build a 1 fire. Focus on the fire. Focus on the star. Focus on the light. Remember the light. Remember the light. Remember the fire keeps warm. Not fire for battle. Not fire for cranky. Fire keep warm. Keep warm. Remember the light. Not so work. Not so hard. Sit. Rest. Be. Drink wine. Okay. What I'm getting mostly is she wants us to slow down, to tend to our own fire, and not to carry other people's burdens, not to overwork. She thinks that it's very foolish for us to work so hard to achieve so little. You can't do everything all at once. And there is ancestors that are here to help us more often than we realize. So we figure we can do a little bit more if the ancestors are helping us. This is huge. This is a time for us to learn balance of when to do, not do everything. This is huge coming through. That feels very, very, very complete. And this is the Slavic Legends deck, and she very much likes this deck. I'm going to have to look at it a little more closely again with her in mind. But that's what this deck is. So that's what I've got. I think we're probably done for today. So I think that is good. So that's what I've got for today. I think I missed some of the conversation, but that's okay. Yeah, she likes that star card and something about the sisters. And I think it's just more the energy of sisterhood that comes through. This is very strong for her. We have all kinds of sisters from other misters. We have our mother who brings us here, but she had help from other sisters too, and their mother who had help from other sisters too. And it's very much, we would call it the divine feminine coming in, and how we get sense of community and bonds together that ways, but also the ancestral link to that coming through is huge. So that's what came through. So I think we're probably complete for the day and done for the day, but I'll be back again on Wednesday. Everything going as it should go. Wednesday at 11, I will see you guys again. Oh, we can show you. Okay, all right. I will do that. I will do that. I'll show you what I can do on this a little bit with the Russian Gypsy card. Now these ones are very strange cards, but I will lay them out and you guys can see what's going on. So I'm going to stop today's show and we'll do this as a